It is the final week and the third final series of the whole tournament. And we have a real good one, I think. James Corden versus Noel Gallagher. Promises to be a pretty good one, I think. I'll be joined again by Paradox. How are you doing, Paradox? Are you ready for this semi-final?
Good evening, Walt. What was the descriptive you used there for this series?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Okay, absolutely, utterly, total and brutal.
Brutal
amazing.
dominate.
Yeah.
Total and brutal.
These two. I don't think it would be unfair to say that the winner might be decided in this one.
Ooh. What is with you and your toxic takes these days? We have 4 people in. Left has done extremely good to get to this point. And you're calling the winner already.
I'm calling the winner. I'm
Jeez.
calling the winner.
Please, no, it can't be James.
Well, Paradox. I've submitted my guesses.
Whoa. It can't be James.
What can't be James?
I can't accept it.
I've submitted my guesses, and Noel is not Dave. Thoughts?
Well, we all know who Noel really is, right?
Do we?
Yeah, I mean that Hans Land Madness game. It's clearly breakfast.
I've put Boo as Noel.
Oh, you put Noel's Boo. Oh.
Yes, I have.
Now, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this is the thing we keep saying with the Boo, Cappy, and Dave thing. And I guess when you look at the draft, it does make somewhat sense. But, and there is a but there, it could just be breakfast.
I don't think it's breakfast, Paradox.
Is it though?
No. It's not.
We'll see.
Okay, we will see.
We'll see.
But Paradox, tell me about this draft from Noel Gallagher, because I think you have had an interesting thought about this one.
Okay, so we're into best of 7 drafts now. So the way the best of 7s on the maps work, we have 2 home maps picked, a piece for each player, and then we get the snipe. And we don't actually ban any further maps until we're banning the last couple to get to the game 1 map. So you can see that the players have really approached it in 2 totally different ways. Like James has offered probably 2 maps that he's comfortable on. Chaos Pit and Lad Madness, and Noel, of course, that defeat 2 rounds ago in Lad Madness to Aten, of course. Then with the great victory in the previous round on Lad Madness, which was the game that Breakfast confirmed, of course. Actually, took Lad Madness off the board. But I think there are 2 comfort picks for James. Noel, on the other hand, picked Arabia and Neon. I had this same kind of strategy within my brain for the best of 7 draft. Do you pick home maps that you're comfortable on, or do you just pick the home maps of your opponent and you're going to guarantee that one of them is not going to be able to get played? And I think that's the approach Noel went for. Offered Arabia and Neon, and Neon's took off the board. I think probably hoping that Arabia was took off the board.
Yeah.
But has at least got Neon gone, which is one of the other home maps. Likely to be for James. And then they can just pick up islands, they can pick up migration, and they're going to be guaranteed to play them if it goes to 7 games.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. It's a very map draft very low on bans, and using that snipe of your opponent is essentially a way to get another ban. So I think that's a very clever way of doing the draft. Noel Gallagher is somebody who likes water and likes closed maps. I think it might be Boo.
It could be. It generally could be. And then even playing on Arabia
Yeah.
wouldn't be super far out of comfort zone either. Unlike, it's more comfort for Boo than it is for Dave. So
Yeah,
that'll be interesting. We'll see. We will see.
we will see.
In terms of civs, Walt, the civs for Noel is ridiculous.
Vikings, top tier on islands. Japanese, top tier on migration.
Yep.
And Cup to a certain extent. Bohemians, fortress, tunnel, great. Humans, fortress. Aztecs, chaos pit. Persians, cup.
Yep.
And migration. Incas, Arabia. You know, like, there's nothing. If you could pick without any bans, or your opponent picking civs, you might actually end up with a draft that looks like that.
I think for Noel, you have potentially got 4 number 1 civs there as your first 4 picks.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That is actually that is mental. And what's James got in return? He's got Italians and Byzantines, which are very strong picks as well. We've seen the power of Byzantines on Cup and Italians on migration.
And I think if you're going to mention them too, you have to mention Portuguese as well, because it's very clear the first 3 picks, you know, Warsaw hybrid civs, that is what James wanted to prioritize at the very early stages of the draft.
Yeah.
So likely going to be for Cup, Islands, and Migration, which is almost the same thing. The players being mirroring each other, but the maps are being picked by different players. It's crazy.
Yes. Yes. Oh boy. Byzantines for Cup. Yeah, I think Byzantines probably for Cup. We got Mayans, Teutons, Turks, Spanish snuck in there. We could see the Spanish on Chaos bit again, although I think we're more likely to see them elsewhere. There's no fortified clearing in the pool. Oh, one thing actually against Boo being Noel. Is Boo really going to ban fortified clearing?
Boo would rather play RF 100%.
Okay.
I don't even think there's a debate there.
Okay. Then I think it might be Boo. I think I might have got Boo completely wrong. I had him down as Angel of the North, but it does mean I have no idea who Angel of the North is. I guess that must be Dave. It's a Boo and Dave swap. But...
What? That is the thing. Those 3 for their guesses have such a massive upper hand on everyone else, because they can at least, for one, they can at least guarantee the most tricky ones to say. They can say, okay, I am him, or I am them. Bastards.
Oh boy. Okay, Paradox. We've got a long evening of Age of Empires ahead of us. Let's get going in this one.
Okay, RF first. It should just be Cumans. What would be the Cumans counter here is the question.
I actually, honestly, Cumans have looked so strong, especially the way James played them. I don't know how you counter it. Do you go Teutons or Turks? What? Or Malay?
I was actually about to add in the Malay thing at the end there. Two civs have such a heavy eco approach.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how many Vels buying should Malay realistically end up? It's not on RF. I'm not 100% sure. It's a good question.
Yeah, they won't end up very far behind, will they? Malay?
I mean, I hope it's the first game.
Yeah, that would be a very exciting first game. Oh boy, okay.
Hang on, do I have the Rex pulled yet? No, I don't. Let me just get downloads. You can tell it's a Civ matchup. What is it, Walt?
it is humans against the damn Spanish on RF.
So
Which-
humans isn't a big surprise.
No, but Spanish, to be fair, a little bit out of place in this draft, I feel, without... I think Fortified Clearing is Spanish's best... obviously Nomad. Spanish's best maps in this map pool, in my opinion. I don't really like the Chaos Pit play we saw. I'm not really sure about Tunnel. But I think there is definitely this interesting avenue to explore in Regicide Fortress, especially when you are going to try and do something in a sort of timing attack against the humans who have that massive timing advantage with the boom. But with Spanish, you can get there first with conks and stuff, and just really cause a nuisance. We saw Adele try that against... Oh, that was it. Was it Adele versus Brum? Yes, we saw Adele versus Brum, and Adele went for the Bohemian Hussite wagons, and the humans just boomed past it. But I think with Spanish, you can do an even faster push, and the humans can't just outboom you without any kind of defense. They must have to respect it in some way.
Well, shall we find out?
Let's find out, Paradox. I'm paused at 10 seconds.
Me too.
3, 2, 1, go. Here we go then. Very, very excited for this evening. Two big names, Noel Gallagher and James Corden. One of them will advance to the final of GB Hidden Cup 2. The other will go out in the semis. And I think it's going to be a really good final with the winner of this one in it. We have Humans for Noel Gallagher, who's playing in orange, interestingly enough. I think that's the first for Noel Gallagher. And James Corden in blue as Spanish.
Okay, so no mind games from James in terms of colours. The Spanish pick to me is kind of interesting. And look at that click up time from Noel already, Jesus.
Yeah, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, the Spanish pick to me is kind of interesting, and I'm not 100% sure if we're going to be able to do timings with them. But James showed us the power of the Cumans build before.
Yeah.
Spanish was second to last pick. It is a
Yeah.
best of 7.
Yep.
So there is a chance here that James is maybe treating this as not a map they're prioritizing here. Like, they do have Arabia from Noel's side, right? Which is essentially another home map for them.
Ah, true. Yes, that is a very good point. That is a very good point. Maybe just throwing this one up to the wall, see what sticks. So just briefly mentioning Paradox, the bans. We didn't talk about that much. James banned Poles and Dravidians, which I think is surprising, to be honest.
I think all of the subs banned there are top tier in some of the maps. To be honest.
True.
And but there is different ways you can obviously approach a bans. Like, you don't need to get rid of the good subs, right? You can ban worse subs, and then you have to get the better subs available for yourself. But
yeah,
I was probably more of a preference thing of I don't want to play against Poles on Chaos Pit. I don't want to play against Dravidians on an islands or a migration. I think they're really strong. I don't want to play against Bengalis on RF.
Yeah, I guess it's because James's first pick after the ban phase. I feel like Italians. I guess Italians are just top tier migra, so maybe that's fine. It feels like you maybe could pack more of a punch by picking humans or something, especially because that's game 1.
I think you can make an argument for it. I think you can make a big argument
neither
for
here
it.
nor there. Also, humans made it through quite late into the draft, actually. So
yeah, and talking about a throwaway game, if you're throwing away a game and your opponent is using their number 4 civ, kind of not ideal.
No.
You really want that throwaway game to be one of your last or second last civs versus a 1 or a 2. but we said like in the draft, like the top 4 subs for Noel was very good: Vikings, Japanese, Bohemians, and Cumans. Arguably, like top tier in 4 of the maps there, and it's going to be a really difficult sub matchup, regardless.
Well, we mentioned the really fast click up from Noel. He has got the 2 TCs up. Worth mentioning though, little bit of a blooper on the idle TC time so far. Couldn't quite afford to keep both TCs working, but has that second bore onto the TC now and is eating through that quite quickly. So we'll definitely have those TCs working from now on. James Corden looks to be a fairly straightforward approach here. We got the blacksmith, we got the market, we have the res, and we'll be going up to the castle age as soon as we can. So very nice, smooth build from James Corden with the 23 plus or 20 villagers plus 2.
Gonna be getting some gold now with the text, which is always nice.
Of course, yes. Gets those eco techs and gets a nice little bonus package of gold as well. So the way I was thinking about Spanish here is you would just go for conch petard, basically. That is one way of doing it. You don't have
for
to
sure.
do that. Just to try and force the issue. I mean, this is my sort of headcanon of why you would pick Spanish. Are you picking them to try and outboom Cumans, or are you picking them to use the Conquistador, which is the strongest unique unit?
And like the petard conch play is definitely viable.
There is obviously a castle in your base, but there's like berries are exposed, the farms you can hit, and the wood you can hit as well. You know, there's stuff there's damage to do.
Oh no! I'm not talking about damage. It's RF.
Oh, you're talking about the big damage.
Yeah, I'm talking about the big dog.
Oh boy. Well, can't you just hide in the castle?
It's in the tower, and the king should always be in the tower.
But as soon as you see the petards, they'll just run to the castle. Oh, you can't because it's too late.
You're banking on a very, very quick reaction there. One I would not be confident in.
Oh boy.
When Scout goes down from James.
Yeah, that's a bit sloppy. A little bit sloppy. Conks are on the way though. I think we're going to see a real push here from James, and you can see the villager net count is obviously way in Noel's favour. This is how the Cumans play. So we're going to go... Oh, just 2... Okay, adding in 2 CCs though, so not completely putting all of his eggs in this basket, but yeah, we're going to see a fast push here from James with the Conquistadors. I don't think it's just to secure the relics. I think we're going to do something a bit more ambitious here. The petards, yeah, there we go.
There's petards, okay. Okay, personally, I make more petards for the tower as well.
Oh, for the actual tower, right, okay.
Yeah, so for the wall, then petard, then on the tower too. But I don't know if James is going to try and go for eco here, if he's going to try and go for the king.
He's not seen the tower with the flag on it. But hopefully he'll see that now, just to confirm.
Kong's coming forward.
Oh, okay, sees the tower.
Please confirm. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god.
And the petard's just running back.
Did Noel see it though? That is a question as well. You have to be very careful with your point of attack here. If Noel was a gamer, Noel would be getting Clicks Castle Age. Would be getting Town Watch here.
You gotta be careful though, because the king could run to the castle or to the town centre. So you really want to... Oh god. You really want to break in right underneath the castle, underneath the tower, sorry.
Oh yeah. You want to be right underneath, and you want to have the conchs there.
Yeah, we're getting more conchs. Just biding on time. There's no real rush to this, to be fair. You don't have to rush this play. Because obviously there's no army, no monks, anything to worry about. Just need to get it all perfectly set up.
Oh boy. This is a YOLO play. I've got the line of sight in.
Yep.
Going for the
gate. Going forward. King moves. King moves.
There. What? Oh, come on.
What could the conchs do?
They're going for the right-hand side. You're going 5 tiles away from the tower. You have to go right underneath the tower there. You cannot go 5 tiles away from the tower, man. At least he's into the eco. Let's see what damage he can do.
Yeah, he's got 1 Vil kill already. Oh, nearly got a second there, but hit the farm instead, looks like. Castle Age is nearly in for Noel Gallagher, who has no army and no military buildings. I mean, the castle and the barracks, obviously, but nothing else produced. Kills a couple of Vils extra there. But yeah, I think that was a bit of a swing and a miss from James Corden, who really had that nice plan, and now is going to slightly fall back on it and add a 3rd town centre at home. Unfortunate for him. I love that play. Trying to pull it off in the semi-final is also very impressive, but yeah, couldn't quite make that one work when it needed it most.
But we are killing villagers at the end of the day as well.
It's true, yeah.
And adding eco behind it, so it's not like a YOLO all in.
No, exactly.
Like, look at the worker efficiency as well. Like, it's really went down. Looks like the villagers going to try and re-wall. They're not going to be able to. Once humans lose their wall,
oh yeah,
it's pretty awful, right? Because
no stone walls.
Don't have no stone walls.
Kipjacks aren't that inspiring, to be honest.
Not in these numbers, no.
Yeah, can't take too many bad fights with those. PC garrisons up and does take out some good damage on the conks. Those conks have to be a bit careful. And yeah, the 3rd and 4th TC even is quite a nice touch from Noel, because it does just restrict the movement of those conquistadors within the base. These guys are basically stuck now. However, all this damage is good stuff for James, who's working with about 1,000 resource collected deficit at the moment, but is clawing that back slowly, and the build count is evening up.
Yeah, and I think like the benefit of doing this is you're not giving humans a free ride.
Yeah, exactly. Because what did Brum like clicked imp at 19 minutes or something last time. Ridiculous. It was just obscene. It was basically castle into imp almost immediately.
Yep.
So yeah, we're not going to see that here from Noel. He's had to a little bit of effort. Hit imp at 17 minutes. Yeah, that's ridiculous. We're not going to see that now. So it's still good damage for James. The issue is though, the humans have paladins. They've got the eco already rolling as well. Very strong late game slip. Actually, the more I think about it, the more this damage is really restricting Noel here.
The conks have done great.
Yeah.
They finally have a monk out now, and I think late game, I definitely prefer Spanish. Like, Spanish late game is one of like the best in the game. They're just able to do so many different things. But are we going to get to that point? 10 villagers behind, 5 villagers have went down for an only boy, and I think the conks are going to get cleared up now. And the monk's not even going to try and go for a conversion wall, they're just going to go for the relics.
The conks aren't going to get cleared up if we just got 3 Kipjacks running in without Bodkin Arrow, without Bloodlines, without armor.
And if it doesn't get walled off. It's still not walled off.
Yeah. Every time he sends a Vil out, the conks are there to kill the Vil.
Now there's 7 of them.
This is huge.
We can't really do too much at this moment. You can see, I don't know if you have like the TC ring mod on already.
Yeah.
Mine's just like perm at the moment, and there's not really a lot of space that can maneuver here without being hit by the TCs.
Yeah, the Venn diagram of safe area is
yeah.
It's quite small. But James is really making this work. We've got 6 Vil kills. The res collected is still 1k behind, but it's not growing. That's the important thing. It should, theoretically, be growing and growing this whole time. But James has got 4 TCs as well for himself. And yeah, it's really putting good effort in. Here the Vil comes out to try and re-wall with houses. I think this time it might actually go through, because the conks are busy in other duties. The monk did collect a relic before converting the conks, but now does change its target and tries to get a conk conversion. Does lock that one through. Oh no, doesn't actually look through yet. Watch out. Bonk. Dies.
Boink.
Minus 100 gold. And the conks carry on shooting.
And honestly, James's eco balance is just much better. Like, I've had these conks in the bag for
Yeah.
so much time. Distracting. It's also a lot of farming space here denying at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really place farms to the right hand side here either, because the conks can dive there. There's only this little patch on the left hand side which is getting filled up. And you can see the goals just rising for Noel. Definitely under some pressure here, right?
Definitely. Obviously, now we have enough Kipjacks. You got Bodkin Arrow as well. That makes a big difference. Kipjacks run in and finish off their meal. But yeah, only a 10 villager difference. You know, obviously that is definitely something. But when you're at 100, when you're 100 to 96 vills, it's only a sort of 10% difference rather than sort of 20% or 30% it might be earlier on in the game. And additionally, we got TCs going up left, right, and centre from James Corden, so he's definitely going to be fine on the villager count. And like you say, once you get to Imperial Age at the same time as humans, as Spanish, you're absolutely laughing. You know, you've got amazing late game civ. You've got the Halbs, Trebs, bombard cannons, hand cannons, conquistadors, paladin, whatever you want, basically.
You can pretty much do whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's nearly like fully upgraded. It's pretty sick. And you can see once the conks are out there, like Noel slams down the farms in that space at the back.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was just like
to get those down.
Even if like thinking about it, like the conks weren't killing too many vills, but just denying that space for so long was great.
Mm-hmm. And the work efficiency last minute stat is climbing up now, but you can see how far below James's it had sunk. It was sort of 10 or 20% below. And the res collected is even.
The res collected's like the same now, yeah. I mean, it was like 1.2, and now it's only like 300 now. Here come the Kipjacks.
Oh boy, and the villagers.
There is Spanish castles though.
The Spanish one is going to complete. I don't know about the Cuban one. I think it probably will as well. I think they both finish. Although the conks might have other ideas.
Conks
oh my god.
Bloodlines as well. The conks
oh my god.
Leaves the villagers because villagers are going to get the castle up.
Oh, pulls the vills back. The conks are going to deny the castle. That's been deleted.
Yikes.
James Corden is really doing well here with the Spanish against Cubans on RF.
Yikers.
Oh my god. What vill lead? What vill lead? All the vills are dying to the castle fire and the conquistadors, and Imps can come in just a handful of seconds after Noel. Noel's got 0 vills on gold because they're all building a castle by his gold mine. So he can afford 1 or 2 gebs, but he's going to struggle for gold as Imperial Age makes its way on. And yeah, we've got 2 forward siege workshops. Got chemistry coming in ASAP, I'm sure, from James Corden. Actually, masonry first, okay.
Masonry's in chat.
Oh, petards. Petards on the way from the castle instead of Chebs. Interesting.
I don't know. There's 2 more. Where are they going to be going? I don't think Jamesy boy seen. Oh, he naturally does see the castle now, but I don't think he did see it at that moment. So I think the petards are just going to be waiting a bit. 3 trebs queued up.
I mean, to be fair, he could just pop through, snipe the treb with the conks, and run out again.
Yes, I think we wait for ring archer armor. We might just do it right now, but conks are just great against the siege because of the damage output. But the castle's still going to hit them from here.
The castle will hit them, yeah. But these
conks
conks,
dive.
Oh boy, okay. Nice walls from Noel, though. Really nice walls from Noel. He's learned his lesson. He doesn't like having conks in his farming eco from earlier on in the game, so does counteract that now with some really nice house walls and archery range walls. We're going to go as Cubans, Paradox. We're going to go skirmishers. We don't get bracer. And
that is
we're going to go pikemen. So how skirm treb? I mean, this is the thing. Is that really going to cut it? Against bombard cannon conquistador.
Ugh. Feels bad, man.
Bombards are on the way. James Corden's biggest problem now is just being housed. He's got so much res to make stuff with. Just can't get it all out at the same time. Architecture. Oh my god, the first person to get architecture usually does win the game, and James is on course for that one. Castle is just about going down. Also, look at that, just a tile or two uphill, I think James's castle is, which is making a massive difference in this Treb war.
And Spanish Fells as well, right?
And the Spanish villas, yes, of course, the Spanish villages. The bombard cannons are about to complete, and they will now get to work on the trebuchets. The trebuchets also just trading blows against each other. Pikemen running to their slaughter. The monk managed to get one conversion, but that's all it has the ability to do in one go. And Paradox, Noel Gallagher lost the castle. Conks are able to roam freely. All the Trebs are going to die. Oh, the castle goes down for James. He ran out of stone. That's kind of a big deal. It does slow the push down a lot now that castle died.
I think Noel is going to lose all his Trebs, so
Yeah.
he's obviously going to beat both players are Giga House actually because they lost the castle. But the res is much better for James after like all of this is like said and done. So that's like 1,000 gold in a bank.
Oh, yeah.
25 still on gold. He's gonna get his upgrade, so the blacksmith is not gonna cost him any gold. And no, it's not even that close to taking Halb.
No, he cannot afford Halb. He cannot afford it. We've got so many Trebs that died. That's like 1,000 gold's worth of Trebs that died. I mean, okay, to be fair, at least the army comp is gold free. But look at this. James Corden's got massive stone walls all across the map. So there's no chance of any raiding, with humans obviously like to do so much. And he's got TCs on the neutral golds. So...
Dan MT confirmed.
Dan MT, yeah. Okay, now we're going to get fletching. So I guess the plan with fletching is we're going to go for, elite skirm as Spanish as well, just to counteract the elite skirms from Noel. Kind of makes a lot of sense. We've got Halb skirm, so skirm obviously do well against both those units. The castle here is being ranged down by the Trebs and the bombard cannons, and the monks are offering some cover. The big thing at the moment though, Paradox, 50 to 25 armies, so double in favour of Noel Gallagher.
Yeah, I mean that is all just pure trash, right?
It's all trash, but it is still significant.
But it's not something you're ever going to be able to go forward with,
No.
which is the main concern. And we're still losing this castle, I think.
Yep.
Despite the army. The army's a little bit out of position. The castle does go down.
Bombards might be lost as well, though, which would also slow things down. The Trebs have to pack up, but can they actually escape? Hard to say. There's not even forging in on the
yeah, no, there's a lot missing.
Things. But Noel is just about now finally catching his breath a bit, feels like, adding tons of stables on the right-hand side. So he's going to try and hussar his way out of the problem, it looks like. Humans obviously do that very well. But yeah, getting them spotted. Spanish hussar already there. James Corden, we know, is a formidable opponent. He's not going to let that one be missed. But after all said and done, both players losing their forward castles is good for Noel, but for James, he's got so much stone he can rebuild it, and I think he has the map control, or shortly will have the map control, to be able to rebuild those forward castles.
And he has like the better units as the game goes like anyway. For like Noel to win the game now, you're really banking on James making like a mistake, or you have to make some sort of like YOLO play for the king, which is probably more unlikely now because he should be hanging around in castles, which James's is.
Yes, it is 3 relics to 2. I feel like Noel's win condition is like a 2-hour game.
Nah.
No?
I would say it's even worse.
But the Keyman Hussar is what I'm thinking about.
I think you're really relying on James making mistakes now. Like big mistakes.
He's not.
Which is not a great win condition.
No, he's not seen that much of that from James, to be honest. Look at the gold in the bank. 3,000 for James. He just needs to get it all together in an army which can defend itself, because the humans have this ability to make a lot out of a little with the But the trash is really good for humans. Like, it produces so fast, they can just keep overwhelming you before you can get a ball of units together.
My question is, how much gold do we have still available? And can we realistically justify clicking Paladin?
For who?
For Jamesy boy. Always golden supremacy. Jesus. Let's go.
Oh boy, and supplies. So we're gonna go for champs and bombard towers?
The supplies is a weird one.
I mean, champs obviously are good against all 3 types of trash units.
Yeah, I mean, Bodkin skirms. Let's get some BBT mix then, why not?
I think it would help a lot. Noel has actually got quite a lot of gold, to be fair. He's cleaned up this forward position with his tons of stables that went up. He's got a patch of 4 out to the right-hand side of his base, and he's got a patch of 4 out to the left. So while he only has 8 villagers on gold, he's going to have a lot of gold income. Actually, more so than James Corden. And James Corden, this castle, which you've seen a lot from him, by the way, this castle on a hill, is actually a kind of a sign to me of weakness. It's very solid defensive castle and it's doing a really good job. Yeah. It shows to me that he's not quite ready to make a push forward in the middle again. But maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine.
For the first time in the full tournament, I am actually getting genuine Lewis vibes now. Because if you ever watch Lewis, he has like moments in him where he's like, I have no idea what to do with this 7 now after like making it to late game. And I'm seeing like man at arms and long swords and champion now getting tech. What is going on?
The champ switch does worry me a bit. And now we're getting guilds, and we're gonna go capped ram. Paradox, is Noel really gonna come back from the damn hell here? He's even cleaned up this forward position. Like this was one of James's goals. This is what I mean. James's gold in the bank, obviously amazing, but his actual places to take gold from is mostly walled himself out from it.
Yeah. Has lost a decent amount of momentum here. Gel's coming in from Noel, okay.
Champ is great, says Noel. I mean, Champ is great, but it's quite slow. It's
very
quite slow.
It's taking 10 minutes to get into. Not making any until we're actually getting to champion as well.
Getting breakfast vibes. Oh god. Here we go again. Okay, here's the castle, which I think this was the sort of aggressive, positive thinking castle that I thought James should have placed earlier. Down the south, he's going to try and make a stand here and not give up all of the ground to Noel Gallagher. But the thing is, it's a bit too late because we've got the siege rams coming, or the cap rams, sorry, coming around the top, and the hussar raid starting on all the woodline, all the farms, which are super exposed. And the champions can't defend from that because they're so immobile. The champs have to be part of this push forward. And suddenly, Paradox, I actually think Noel Gallagher's in the lead here. Which feels crazy, because I think he was so far behind.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. We have one tread pushing from the centre now. James did add that other castle in the back. So should be fine there, really. So let's see how many rams we can get going on the train there. And we do have barracks there, so it should be easy to add out some champions from that angle.
The champs are going to pop off here. The champs have now found a good fight to take, and they're going to absolutely tear through the units. Oh my god, that was a slaughter. Okay. And the units from Noel aren't quite in the right place. Oh, we got the re-wall off as well. We got the re-wall
Yeah.
off James Corden. That's huge, actually.
Fortified wall only just coming in.
Yeah.
At this point, a little bit surprising.
A lot of units in the queue for Noel. Well, actually making a gate here at the top as well. Yeah, I like that. That's what you're talking about, right? Pushing from both the top and the south. Rams getting to work on the stables for Noel Gallagher, which are a bit exposed. The champion's still taking a great fight in this bloodbath just outside Noel's base. And okay, James is definitely ahead in this position. He spent the gold in his bank very wisely. It's still looking very healthy for him. Noel's got a decent gold bank himself, but hasn't really got as much to spend it on. As we discussed, the Cuman's lacking a bit of that late game option. Like, hasn't teched into Paladin, which I guess is one thing you could do as Cumans, or Kipchaks as well. Hasn't really got those going. And in Castle now, maybe he wants to go into Kipchaks? I'm not sure.
Don't think you can realistically justify spending the gold
No.
on them, right?
Kipchaks.
Yeah. I don't think it makes a lot of sense.
This castle's
it's
gonna get
becoming-
denied.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a sloggerfest.
Yeah, it really is. Arson coming in now for the halves. Okay. Oh, and these Chebs unpacked themselves right in that 2-tile gap Petards created earlier, which means that they had no protection from the halves behind, which is quite unfortunate for Noel Gallagher. And the Hussar just tear through them. James just needs... Yeah, here we go. Some more barracks forward. Just needs a few more champs to build up in a little mass again. And Siege Ram should seal the deal, I think. Because he's got a very solid position at the north. He's protected. And all the action is now focused on the south, which is exactly what he wants. He doesn't want the Cumans to dictate the pace of the game by raiding his woodline over and over again with Hussar. He wants a sort of singular death ball constantly. Because now he's teched into champs. It was a slow... It did take a while to get there, but now he's teched into them. He really has the power unit in this matchup.
And has like barracks at home, fortified walls, 2 castles. Like James is like super safe. Like super safe.
Yep.
It's like everything like in terms for James's like next step should just be about moving forward.
Yeah. Could even delete 5 vills or 5 or 6 vills, especially some wood vills. Probably doesn't need them. Just replace those vills with trebs and rams. Be a big difference to his army, I think. Noel's stuck in his base. You can see Noel's got a huge army, 80 army, but it's really weak and it's stuck in his base. So, you know, it doesn't really mean much.
Yeah.
Thumb ring.
Like,
Thumb ring for the Spanish archers. What the hell?
What does
Okay.
help the skirms?
Oh, true. Yes, it does.
Like I wonder what Noel's thinking here.
Might
Right,
just be
thank
still warming his fingers up a bit, I guess. I mean, it does feel like a really tough one for him now because he had a window there, I think, when he had the wall at the north broken down and he was raiding with the Hussar. I genuinely think he was in a good spot. But it just was so tough to keep that momentum going while James had the champ tech coming in and was keeping the attention focused in the south. So going to try and repair his castle now is James. Stone is actually not that expensive, so can buy a bit more, and does do so. And yeah, Siege Ram push as well. The Hussar can kill the Siege Ram, but even the Hussar will take a little while to kill the Siege Rams, and the stables will go down quite quickly. The army numbers for Noel have been really high all game though, which is the thing.
Yeah, obviously has a lot less spells now. Like gold is kind of depleting for gold. Now that
Yeah, it is.
those 4 tiles are there, right? So that's like a key fighting point.
Yep. That is really a big point to fight over. And there's still 1.5 tiles here for James to take, and there's also the 3 tile that's not at the top, which James is taking as well. The relic gold, you can see, it's good for Noel that he had the 3 relics in. If he didn't have those, they'd be in big trouble.
Yeah, 1,000 extra would be like really running low. Look at the chance in queue for James. That is outrageous.
Oh wow. Yeah. I genuinely think if he Vills, yeah, okay, his Vill count dropped by 5. I think he is just starting to delete Vills here and there to supplement his push with a bit more army.
Send them forward, man.
Oh, send them forward. Yeah, they got Supremacy in. Build some Bombard Towers forward, you know, just to keep things rolling. And you can see this mining camp on the gold. And a mining camp from James. It shows that this is really the focal point of both players. And gold mining coming in now. Okay, James is going to invest in that one.
Jesus. I mean, you're going to get some extra gold from it as well.
True, yes, you are.
If anything, like, James should just be like, if you have some spare res, get the cheapest techs that are only, like, wooden food as much as you can.
Yeah, 100%. Get that nice little 20 gold bonus. Starts mining us now. But yeah, it's mainly skirmishers in the army for Noel, which are kind of useless against the champions. And the elite skirmishers Spanish are in as well. Hussar can try and raid. James needs a bit more defense of his villagers, but he probably doesn't mind too much if they die because he feels he's overboomed slightly.
Noel's just dying a slow death. Like,
but yeah, Noel is dying a slow death indeed. And James is going to accelerate that death by having some stables and siege works on the left-hand side as well. Noel's attention is split there, but Treb's coming out to try and work away on that. Actually, no, Treb's going to come forward to the right-hand side, so he's going somewhat unnoticed. The house wall now, nice work from Noel. But yeah, it's all starting to unravel for the Noel Gallagher here.
It's kind of a game 1 in a potential best of 7, and this is like the first game.
I know.
As a player, you're either getting God. Are you gonna like love it or are you gonna hate it? I think like at least both players will know they have a chance to win the series after this game.
Yes.
But having to like play this long for game 1 and then be like, oof, you're on the receiving end of the loss, it will be kind of.
It will be. It'll test their resilience as well, going to the rest of the series, and it will maybe it will decide who's the kind of win by a sort of war of attrition and who can stay focused in such a long series. I do think game 1 is going to go James Corden's way, especially now that the population count for Noel is just starting to drop off.
Yeah, the
below
army's
150 now,
really
and
bad
GG scored. Yeah. So nicely done there for James. Really nice play with Spanish. I love that idea to go for the petard conch play. Didn't work on this occasion, but it kind of did. It did.
It was more the fact there was a plan A, I think, to go for the king.
Yeah.
Plan B was just to try and cause as much havoc as you can. So, like, the good thing with petard and with conchs is you can still have that plan B, but with some units, it's not going to be as easy.
No, exactly.
Like, sometimes like, if you're going to petard in with, like, I'm trying to think of a different unit where it'd just be like more of a YOLO play. But you wouldn't be able to like micro around and like snipe bells with only like one shot with like 3 units. It'd be a lot more difficult. Whereas conchs and Castle Age are very difficult to defend against. Any exposed bells will be sent to their grave.
Mm-hmm. And we were saying Paradox with the way that the draft played out. Noel probably was hoping that game 1 would be a bit of a banker for him, and that one of his home maps would be a bit of a banker for James. But actually,
James is very happy now.
James is really going to be happy with that. Like winning against Cumans on RF with Spanish, which is the second last pick, is a big deal for the way the draft's going to play out.
Yeah. And I guess what we'll see next, likely going to be islands or migration. Or no, and it should be pretty clear cut. Migration, Japanese, Italians makes the most sense, and then I think islands would be Portuguese and Vikings.
Yep, I think that's right. It is going to be migration, and it is going to be Italians versus Japanese.
So, pretty standard stuff then, huh?
Yes.
Still got the same colours in game 2 as well.
I'm paused at 10.
Me too.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So we're going to keep the action going here. Obviously, could be a long series, so we need to keep things moving. And Japanese against Italians, like you said, Paradox. No real surprises. The generation, again, is one of those where we have a short way round the island and a long way round. That could come into play, as we've seen. There's been a slight difference of opinion on the right way to do things on migration. Some people opening fire galleys, some people opening galleys, some people fast castling. What do you reckon we'll see here from the Japanese and Italian opening?
And also on the map, we also have the desert script.
Ooh, yes, we do indeed. It's very orange.
Which I think we've seen most of the green one.
Yep.
I don't know what the like every time like in the map script they have like a percentage chance of like having a certain like thing generating. I don't know what the percentage chance is for desert, but I feel like we've not seen it too much. Who knows?
Yeah.
So from previous games from Japanese, we've seen like loads of fish getting added, right? And just FC. Feels like people have been really struggling to do damage against Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll just see FC from Italians as well, in all honesty.
I agree, because that's what we have, like you said, we've seen the galley opening. You have to get the right, you have to go the right way around the island to make that work. To get there the right way. But B, once you arrive with galleys against Japanese, their ships are so tanky. So they could just be fast castling. When they hit feudal and your galleys get to their base sort of roughly the same sort of time, they just add some fire ships. Like, they've got a massive defender's advantage. So I think really the thing to say is, well, we say, all right, fine, if you're going to fast castle, I'm going to fast castle. And I'm Italians as well, so I've got a bonus for it too. It's not just the Japanese, which have a strong economy with the fishing ships. Italians get the cheaper age ups, so they can go for a really nice uptime as well, and compete with Japanese for the fast castle. And then I guess once we fast castle, then we can start to talk about, are you going for war galleys, or are you going to try and transport and get a foothold on the island first and start siege? Start with a siege workshop monastery on the island.
Yeah, and both civs have very strong monk tech trees. Let's take a look at the middle. Most of the relics are to the south, which is of course the bigger open. It's like a much bigger open plain. There's much less wood down to the south here as well.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if they both land in the middle, it could be super awkward because there's loads of trees. There's a couple of hills. It's very choke pointy. That could be. I mean, that looks primed for like castles being dropped and like siege and monk in the middle there. Whereas down to the south is like that's prime real estate for booming away, baby.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like the Mangonel. Both civs get redemption, right?
Hmm. Yeah, like both civs get very good monks.
Yeah, exactly. So the Mangonel and Monk Place has been. It feels like I haven't seen a migration game without it, to be honest. So I think picking a Civ with Redemption is a bit of a must on the map to make sure you can compete in that war if it does come up. I think you're absolutely right to call out the density of wood in the middle, and also the hills. It's going to be a little bit awkward for James to place his town centre, I think, because of that massive hill and the gold pile. He's going to have to place it
To the right,
at,
probably. Yeah.
yeah, to the right, and then
But
it's downhill.
yeah, I think ideally you have the TC to the right hand side, and you can try and castle next to that little corner shaped gold there.
All right, so first deviation in build. We got Noel Gallagher going for the second dock, whereas James Corden just has the one. Both players with spy fishing ships and no intention of slowing down, so I think that does confirm our fast castle suspicions.
Mm-hmm.
And now Noel's going to cut to the castle age and go on to gold, feudal age, sorry, and go to gold. It looks like.
Interested in going for the mining camp, that side of the gold.
Yeah, blocking the farm space later on.
Yeah, like really getting nitpicky, but it does block some farm space, which you are going to want to use your home island for. Eventually, especially if you do get pushed off a fish, but we have loads of fish from Nolan. Noel's adding a transport already.
That is interesting. I guess with Japanese, you save so much wood on the 2 lumber camps, the mining camp, and the mill. You could kind of consider that a free transport ship. Obviously,
You can justify it for sure.
And then, yeah, just get your scout out and have a look around. Right? See what you can see on the central island. It's going to be a massive advantage to have that scout running around before your opponent, because you can see all of the pitfalls of the potential landing spots, and even 2 bills going over.
I think we no, I think we make buildings forward, and I think we potentially forward dock here.
Ooh,
that's
oh boy,
that would not surprise me. So we have barracks coming up. We'll probably make like a spear or 2. That'll help us get around. But I think we make our buildings and then we go for the forward dock. I think, to me, that's what makes the most sense here.
Okay. Well, James
is
does
in.
reach feudal. And yeah, blacksmiths and market. Nothing too surprising there, and he's going to have the res. Easily have the res, to be honest, to pick up. The fish spawn for James is a little bit unfortunate. Feels like Noel's got a ton of fish right next to his docks, which is definitely helping. You can see the res collected. It's actually quite far ahead for Noel. He does have the faster working fishing ships, right? So that's going to help too. And actually some fires. The fire galley is being produced from the docks at home, while we have stable market as our first 2 of our feudal age buildings on migration. Very rare to see that, but that's the situation we have.
Yeah, going stable's not super rare.
Okay.
You could pump out a couple of scouts. Yeah, just like if you have like, remember you get your starting scout. So if you have like 3 scouts and they land like a few vills.
Ah, yeah, of course. Yeah.
It can be super awkward. Yeah, like you're gonna have some food floating now as well. You can easily get War Galley with 10 fish behind it. Gonna get eco upgrades. I like it from Noel so far. I just want to know if we're gonna see a forward dock here. I'd love to see a forward dock.
I think it probably is on the way. All right, here comes the transport ship as well. Noel's just leaving that area of shoreline, just as that transport's going to land, which is really unfortunate for him.
Yeah, and James is going to this big open plain down the bottom, which might actually be a little bit more unexpected.
Definitely.
Oh, and James might actually cancel Vels.
No way.
There is 2 though.
Yeah, can't quite fight those with just the 1 scout, but the Vills... Oh my god, he's going to wall it in! He walls it in, gets a free hit off the scout because of doing that. And, more... Oh my god, the scout's trapped itself. Oh no, it gets out. Being baited hard there. So Castle Age comes in. War Galley is the first thing James Corden does with Castle Age. and he's got 2 fires, or 3 fires, sorry, which are going to make their way forward to the enemy's fish. Noel reaches Castle Age and goes for Gallagher himself. So, should be a bit of a fire-on-fire action here. First TC, though, is placed by Noel Gallagher, and James Corden recognises the threat of the forward villagers and scouts already on the island and says, okay, I need a barracks and also need a loom. Blimey, he didn't have loom this whole time, so yeah, good one. Get that in.
Yeah, scouts straight off. In the north, light cabs in. War galleys in there as well, so Noel's going to take a great engagement against these 2 fires. And this is a really nice touch from James. James sees like the short way round, and the other dock has came down in the south, but Noel has already moved the fire ship around to the south side as well, so he knows the dock's there.
Oh yeah, so nice. He also gets a Vil kill on the TC, so we'll go up a bit slower, but the Vil will be safe though, because Spearman out as well. But yeah, really nice work from Noel to be attentive on both sides of the map at once. James is just about building up a military lead, a naval lead on the north, but a demo ship's coming forward. These units are all grouped together, and there's a bunch of fires in behind. So I think Noel could swing the tide on the north as well if this demo gets a big connection.
Give me a big demo.
Oh my god, huge demo. Huge demo. That's like 2 or 3 HP's worth of fire galleys taken out in one shot, but here comes 2 demos for James.
In the middle. In the middle. Oh yes.
Nice shots. Really nice shots. Okay, the TC's still not up. I mean, this is huge for Noel because James has kind of penned himself in a corner, unknowing to him. He didn't have the scouting information to see this, but he's got that one patch of wood, and otherwise it's extremely exposed. And there's a hill right there as well, which mangonels might not quite be able to reach the TC from, but they can plop themselves up on that hill and sort of cause havoc from it. And a castle on that hill would be huge as well. Noel Gallagher is on stone, so is James Corden. But controlling that hill with a castle could be huge for either player.
Yeah, and Noel does have a lot forward now in water.
Yes, he does. Yes,
James has put a lot of the fire ships back home, but it's like almost half HP. For Noel, HP is actually good, but the damage output should be better for James, and army numbers are less now, okay. And James is only just getting to stable now, so it feels like we're quite a few steps behind, to be honest.
Yep. Obviously, it's Noel's home map, and maybe he's showing why. This is something which he's much more comfortable on. Oh, the demo pops out, though. Might get a big connection if these fire ships don't notice. They have to spread themselves out a bit. They do. Nice micro from Noel to avoid too much damage, but yeah, it does lose a fire ship in that little engagement. The demo as well coming around the back with some more hits and gets a big one. Suddenly the naval battle is actually swung heavily in the favor of James, but like I was saying, there's such a long distance to sail across the map that it doesn't really matter because Noel's fish is still safe with a defensive advantage. And then the fish from James is dying.
Yep. And both players are literally just going to try and YOLO to a castle now.
Looks like it. Yeah, the light cav on this hill, they know that any Vils coming forward have to be eliminated immediately.
I love it.
Yeah, on stone.
Adding more light cav, and it's just such a nice touch as well.
Yeah, they'll do fine against the knights, even, right? They'll do okay enough against the knights.
I don't even see a monastery at all from Noel, so we're talking about like Siege Monk being a thing here.
Yeah.
But we are on like we are on the opposite side, so like we're not actually in this like very choke pointy and smaller area of the map. We ended up in this plane, and oh my god, both players want to go for the castle. And it's 10 Vils versus 5. There's going to be no guess what wins that, and the light cav on our end, and that might just be game.
This honestly might be all she wrote. The Vils aren't pulled away in time as well. The Vils are going down. James has to delete the castle, and this castle is going to complete from Noel Gallagher. He didn't even build it on the hill. He actually just built it right in his face.
No, in his face.
And honestly, looking around the map, I see a lot of orange dots on land and water. I'm not seeing much blue. And I don't quite see how James Corden's going to be able to navigate out of this situation, because his position on the central island is so poor that there's nothing going for him on land, and there's really nothing going for him on water either. He's going to try and attack around the south now with fire galleys, but yeah, like, this has been spotted. Noel can defend. And he's just happily booming with a castle in his opponent's face.
Yeah, both players still trickling in quite a bit of navy. Okay, here's the castle from James in the north. So going to try and take some control in the kind of sector of the map.
Okay.
Now we're 10 equal units behind. As collected, is rising. Still very good fish at home for Noel if he can protect his fish. And
Yep.
Noel, honestly, isn't super far off Imp if you maybe sell some wood.
No, 100%. He's really close to Imp. Like, the ships will bring in food really quickly. Look, this 20 on food isn't a massive number, but he's not making any food units. It's not like an Arabia game where you're spending your food on knights and so on. He's just making bills. And the castle's spotted, which is huge. That's so heads up from Noel. Just have a look around there, like, hang on a sec, why are you still playing on this game? There must be something else going on. And recognizes...
Well, where are the rest of the light cap? Oh my god, they're trying to hit the fish. And like, can't get all the villagers walled in, and Monk's coming as well.
It's gonna get denied. This is GG.
You're just gonna get... Oh my god.
Converts the Vill, and the knight is the light cat's gonna kill the Vill. And this has got to be game. This castle, second castle being denied.
Omega wall. That is
huge.
That is tragic.
And yeah, there we go. 1,000 food in the bank, 770 gold, sells 100 wood, and thank you very much. I'm up to Imperial Age. Picks up the relics, has the castle still heading away on TC. James Corden just completely stuck on his island. So Noel even now could go invest heavily on Navy again, because he actually knows there's nothing on land for James, and he can just really try and hammer home the advantage on the Navy to make sure there's no sort of sneak naval booming or anything. But it was just GG. There's just nothing that James can do in this heavy eco deficit and soon-to-be tech deficit as well.
Yeah, once we see Imp come in, it should just be game over.
Yep.
TC's down now.
Demos are going to kill all the fish, which is kind of nice, but it's just so late.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't make any difference now at this point. Let's see them go in now. Are they going to get them?
James? Oh, he saves them. He doesn't want to use them on waste those demos on some paltry fishing ship. Okay. The thing is, though, we're a minute away from Imp now. The light cav have absolutely popped off on land. It's insane how much value these light cav have got. No bloodlines even. No upgrades at all, in fact. What?
I mean, look at the wood line. Look at the wood line in the south.
Yeah. Like, oh, yoinks the relic from under his nose as well.
Okay, the Vels are finally fighting back.
Oh my god, and Paradox.
And now more Vels come to the castle.
Yep. Yeah.
James, resign. Okay, actually baiting the light cap back to get roasted.
That's huge. Oh, but he notices. He actually notices. This is just completely over. James has got no chance. Okay, can just about cling on to some hope with a stable on the shoreline. Imp comes in, no resignation, but fast fire's on the way. I really think James has got to call it a day here. But okay, we got the stable. Sanctity coming in for the monks, so we're going to try and convert any units. Yeah, GG is called in the end. Noel ties up the series 1-1. And we're going into best of 5 now between these two.
What the quickest reaction time from James era? Oh shit, he's Imp.
I wonder if it was. I mean, yeah, like all the metrics are just so heavily in Noel's favour. The res collected just miles in front, 4k res ahead. it was just so smooth. Like migration, you can tell it was a home map for Noel Gallagher, and I think that really shows, like you said, such an awareness of how to play the draft. I think he really did a good job there to pick Arabia and Neom and have one of them sniped away because it looks at home on these water maps at least. And I think Fortress as well was a good one for him, but just couldn't quite make it work.
And then, like, talking about civs, not just the maps, Italians was first pick from James.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was kind of tragic, to be honest.
Couldn't make it work, and that's the thing. Like, should you be picking?
Italians are washed. Well, they're absolutely washed. There's something going on.
They're not living up to their reputation.
They're
like
absolutely
on paper,
washed. They are
on paper they're a
absolutely
great
washed.
civ, but yeah. But do you really want to pick Italians first against on your opponent's home map, right? Like, do you not want to leave polls open and pick polls on Chaos Pit? Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't like playing polls on Chaos Pit. I don't know. Do you not want to pick?
It's a tough one to see.
Yeah, Bohemians are open that you could have picked. You could have left humans. Oh, you couldn't have humans open. You could have left humans open. You could have picked humans.
You could have just
first.
picked humans. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Aztecs as well in the draft. There's so many questions here. Noel's got a fantastic civ draft, as we mentioned. And so far, he is doing very, very well. Italians are super strong. Yeah, Italians are super strong, but they never seem to get the dub, you know? Like, they always seem to lose out.
Yeah, there's something going on with them.
They're cursed. Give you Italians to get the
win
dub?
rate.
Yeah, is that actually true?
That's what they were in Warlords, man. Like 10%
Oh my
win rate.
god. 10%? That's shocking.
On maps they're meant to specialize on, and they're like 10%.
That is horrendous.
Like tragic.
Okay, Paradox. Game 3 is going to be on Arabia. This should be home territory for James Corden, as evidenced by the fact that Noel picked it. He knows what he's doing. He's picking one of James's home maps. Arabia. Let's see what James Corden can do to come back in this series and pull ahead again.
And shouldn't be a huge surprise here in subs.
No. It's a
Maybe
Meso
double
war. Yep. I am paused at 10.
Me too.
3, 2, 1, go. Indeed, it will be Incas for Noel against Mayans for James. Two fantastic Arabia civs. The fact that they're against each other does change the dynamic slightly, but Incas, I think, nowadays are probably considered to be the stronger civ, although back in the day, I mean, at least when I was, not even back in the day, just a few years ago, Mayans were the one, baby. Mayans on Arabia. Could not get much better than that. The Incas now with the cheaper food units have slightly redressed the balance a bit. And against each other, maybe the slingers come into play a bit more. I'm not quite sure how that dynamic works.
I mean, like, yeah, but like mines are still very, very strong, right?
Yeah.
On Arabia, this is a thing. Incas, not as much beforehand, but like you said, the cheaper food units is nice. And like the Incas was a reaction to the mines play because of the mighty slinger.
Yeah. So we might see those slingers come into play. Interestingly enough, Noel Gallagher taking the board really early, which I guess is smart because you don't want to go for you don't want to get lamed by Mayans. But yeah, interesting to me that Noel Gallagher fears that. I can't remember if James went for a lame on Arabia before. Maybe he did actually. With Mongols. Was it Mongols Arabia versus someone and he went for a lame? It's ringing a few bells.
I'm not sure if I've seen James on Arabia.
Oh, really?
Could be wrong there, but I'm not I'm not
Someone in
100%
chat,
sure.
someone in chat will know because he picked Mongols. I think Tunnel was actually in the draft. Someone picked Mongols. Tunnel was in the draft, but played Mongols on Arabia instead, I think. And that raised a few eyebrows. But anyway, I can't remember who that was, and maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. That was Darvoy. Ah, okay, that was Darvoy. He's not played
Yeah, he
Arabia.
hasn't played.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't remember him playing Arabia. And if it is who we think it is, within good reason that players have been avoiding James.
Yes, exactly. Goes for these two houses as part of his wall straight away. Head confirmed.
Well, that gold is super nice for James.
It's tucked away in a little pocket there, isn't it?
Yeah, and like a nice,
well-
such a good natural wall, and you can just fill that gap to the north as well. Those two wood lines. You should easily be able to just wall into the TC if you really want to secure it, but you could go for bigger walls as well. The biggest problem is the berries, which still could be walled. That's the thing.
But yeah, they're on a
Much
hill
bigger
as well,
cost.
which is always a bit awkward. But yeah, not having a gold. Look at the hill in Noel Gallagher's base. It's a massive hill next to a wood line and a gold pile, which could come into play. It's also a hill near his berries, although it's just behind his berries, which might be a bit less bad. James is actually going to try and open things up here with a bit of early aggression. Barracks coming down nice and early. We've got 2 militia on the way already. Noel's going to take him to Loom, but the militia are going to come forward at a nice time, and I guess this is a kind of... Well, we're still queuing bills, Paradox. This is actually going to be a proper drush. No French drush or anything like that. This is a proper drush.
I mean, there's only going to be 2.
Well, we're not going feudal afterwards, is what I mean.
Yeah.
And the eagle, does that eagle spot it? The eagle spots the barracks and now starting to run home. I don't think he saw the militia, but he might. This eagle might just catch up with the militia if it doesn't bash into the wood line.
I mean, if you're playing Hallis, it's honestly not going to be a huge surprise that he's going for 2 militia.
Okay, is he a known drusher?
I mean, 2 militia is very common for Hallis.
Right. Okay. Yeah, probably knows from the score. Good point. 800 score. Hard to explain without some kind of military on the field, and also not picking up yet. Right. So that would be a good indicator. Noel though has done the right thing. Small walls on all the key res, berries as well, and has the llamas nice and snug underneath the town centre. In fact, James, watch those militia. Take some hits there from the PC. It's split. But yeah, Noel's going to be fairly happy with this, right? Pretty unscathed. Archery range is even forming part of his wall there. And it's going to be able to push back against James. If
Where's the eagle going?
Oh, he's going to steal the sheep.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay, that does change things, actually.
Evil.
That does change things. That's so annoying.
Yeah, like 4 llamas is a lot. And then if they just change, we come and kill them, right?
Yep.
Doink.
Oh.
Die.
The
There we go.
there.
Die.
Nicely done.
Die. And die.
Wow.
Minus, that's more food than has on a board.
That is really, really tilting. And
That
Noel's
is-
housed, even with Incas,
That
he's
is
housed.
so annoying to have that happen as just a player. And
Also,
we're talking a
interesting-
semi-final.
Why are we going a skirmisher opening, not archer? I don't get that.
Especially when we don't really have the food now, but I get. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh god, that hurts so much that he's got minus 400 food. Forced to place farms. That's really heads up play from James as well, right? Like to know that that is an option. Because I wouldn't even think about doing that, but it makes so much sense. Like there's no real counter against it. The eagle's tanky to TC fire, so just why not just go and kill all the sheep, and if they get converted, then you kill them a bit later. Bill's now pulled away to fight. Still making skirms, by the way. No archers in the queue. I wouldn't mind a few archers here. just to counteract. But here we go. Let's see what we can do forward. We've got 3 eagles forward and 2 skirmishers, sorry, which will be very good against. Both of those units are very good against archers, which is what James is making at home. He's done very, very nice small walls into the TC, and that gold, like you say, is super safe and sound. And the wood line is very snug as well. So James's base is pretty swell behind this.
Yeah, I like it. I do like it. I would need to go back, but I'm guessing the first gold is maybe spent on the eagles then, since we're still adding eagles. And the eagles in feudal age do take a time to produce. Unfortunately, and of course, they are a little bit more expensive than archers, so I would need to go back. But I assume that's what the first gold was spent on was eagles.
That's intriguing.
And I wonder how much more army James even adds now if he sees eagles.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, eagles do kill archers, right? So you don't want to go too crazy on the archer production. And maybe you just say, okay, you're going to make an army which is very slow to produce and doesn't really do anything against my, can't range my wood lines or whatever. I'm just going to go Castle Age and see what you think about that, because maybe he can get over it. It looks like he's not fully going to commit to that. He's making eagles for himself now. He has got a significant Noel, sorry, has a significant head start on that war, so that will definitely play into his hands. No upgrades on the eagles for either player just yet.
I see if James can keep the archers alive though. Like eagle skirm in feudal age is a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah, the archers doing a good job against the spearmen. They don't actually, like, yes, eagles have high pierce armor, but the archers actually still doing quite some damage versus the eagles as well. You can't tank shots all day long with those eagles. And now James, the first one to get the upgrade, he's going to get infantry armor, which will make the eagles so good against the skirmishers, even better against the skirmishers, right?
Yeah, but those two of them are really low HP there, so that's... The timing and that's a little bit odd to me, so maybe James does want to add a decent amount of army.
It looks like
going for another barracks.
Wow.
Going for double barracks in feudal age.
I guess.
Wow.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I guess that is the plan. Double barrack eagle production in feudal age. Okay.
Sheesh.
I mean, if we get to Castle Age, Incas get the slingers, and that would be really strong against eagles. If we get into an eagle war in feudal and James feels priced in to eagle production, we'll have to go for crossbows as well. But yeah, now starting to push back here. Noel doesn't quite feel confident taking a fight, although I guess maybe he could, or I guess he just wants to click up to Castle Age, but Noel could take a fight here. Now we go. He turns and takes a fight, and the skirmers move on the archers, and the eagles attack the eagles. Castle Age click comes in. Yeah, like the gal says, very impressive to get Castle Age in so quickly, to be fair. And even with the stone, in the bank, James clicks up behind, but had to sell the stone to do that.
The archers are forward. Let's see if they can find anything. There is a decent amount of eagles now from Noel, but you will want to try and keep these alive as much as you can. They're going to get a nice boost as they go into Castle Age, but the HP is kind of low in quite a few of them here. Only half HP out of the 7. You can see the HP levels are very low. One does get picked off. And triple barracks from Noel. Triple.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Got the one range, which I guess can make slingers, and go 3 barrack eagle production. Is Noel actually ahead in this one, Paradox? It's going to be up to Castle Age slightly faster. And I feel like having the slingers added in your army comp makes it quite awkward for James Corden here. He's not got a huge army of crossbows to upgrade, and he's going for three barracks eagle production himself, but the slingers are going to make such a massive difference. It's like hand cannons, kind of.
Yeah, but James is going to stone as well, so like is committing to try and get the plumes. So
Ooh,
I
yes.
think we are right here that Noel was got a decent lead.
Yes, plumes, of course, is a massive deal. That is going to be tough for the Incas to deal with.
And
Okay.
Aztecs was picked by.
Yep, Aztecs is open by Noel.
It was
Noel
picked
has
by
that one.
Noel.
He's got that for Chaos Pit coming, I guess.
I am starting to get some more Boo vibes. Maybe you're right.
Well, that's what I submitted, so I'm cooked. But
Maybe you're
that
right.
is the guess I submitted.
Because it's like a very confident play on Arabia. Or maybe confident isn't the right word, but it's definitely comfortable. Are we really looping around to the stone? Are we really looping around?
Oh, we're looping around to the stone paradox. We're going to see the stone. The villagers now making some houses defensively.
Okay,
As
lovely
Eagles, though,
kick
can
wall.
break through the palisade wall. Breaks through. The Bills have to run. They're making their own prison right now.
Shit. But the Eagles whip round to the left-hand side.
Yep, and no.
Wall was getting deleted. Oof. Didn't lose a villager in the end. Still no villagers dead.
Yep, with two Eagles trying to sniff out on the wood line for James Corden, but Noel has got some defensive Eagles there as well. I mean, Boo or Dave, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just two top players here. Noel Gallagher and James Corden. Or Breakfast, of course. Could be anyone.
The wall.
Second armor coming in for Noel Gallagher. On the infantry. And James is kind of stuck in his base. He won't really mind that too much because he's going to get the stone now for a castle and go for the plumes. Here we go. But he is kind of stuck in his base. And look at that castle. Like, he could not place the castle any more defensively than that.
Mm-hmm. Like, James still does have +2 vills. How's that going for them at the end of the day? The archers, did they find... Okay, all the archers are at home. Wasn't sure if some were forward. Thinks they're going to find some counter. Doesn't look like it.
Nope.
And the Eagles aren't really going to find anything from Noel in the end, are they?
It's insane how little damage the Eagles have done. It's such a good job of defending by James Corden. But
yeah,
like,
James
Noel's been swarming all over him, but cannot get in it. It's also a testament to the fact that, like you said, he called out instantly that the two wood lines in such a natural defensive point for James to work with. And now he sees the... Do you see the castle go up? Yeah, he sees the castle and he's going for elite skirmish.
Yeah. Yeah, the gold is just super safe. Like, Noel's been playing on the front foot as well. It's like his gold hasn't been targeted that much, which is nice.
Yep.
So let's see how James gets on there. Already has fletch intact, which is kind of nice. Plumes do create relatively fast.
Mm-hmm.
So there's it's not the hardest unit to mass.
No, it really isn't. And Plumes, Bodkin Arrow coming forward now. Plumes can keep up in pace with the Eagle Warriors. That's the big thing about them. It means they can't get swarmed on. That's why Eagles are so strong against Archers, partly. You've got the higher PS armor, and also just completely swarm around the massive crossbow. Plumes is a completely different story. Barracks gets destroyed by that swarm of Eagle Warriors, but there's nothing to push into because that castle is there. Makes it so awkward for Noel Gallagher. And now James Corden with the Mayans actually is going to add the second TC. So he's just so happy to boom behind this. Confident in the Plumes play.
And plumes are sick. They're such good fun to play with as well.
Yeah.
I wonder about a uni and when we'll see a university. Oh, we do have 4 plumes forward. TC's also coming up from Noel. Okay, intercepted by the skirms. And Eagles are kind of swarming from all different angles here.
Yeah, this is dicey.
Yeah, James is actually under pressure now. Like, lost 5 vills.
Yep, we've lost 5 vills and lost a little bit of the confidence that James was exuding, to be honest, because feels like for a moment there, Noel Gallagher really was calling the shots. James is trying to get back on top, but yeah, the archers are now running to their deaths. The Vil has to make a decision if he's going to wall out or let the eagles run through. Looks like he's going to let the eagles run in. Nope, they decide themselves to not go for that one. Maybe wisely so. And Plume's now on the wood line for Noel. For James Corden has the Plumes on the wood line, but yeah, not able to find anything really because the eagle is there and a skirmisher as well, gonna clean up the scraps. So 3 TCs now against 2. But Noel's still in a pretty good position,
coming.
not letting the mass build up.
Fourth one coming out from James.
Yep. Yeah, sorry. Two TCs versus 2, but third one on the way. Yep.
Yeah. And then this castle in the middle of it all.
I mean, it's quite wise place. I thought it was too defensive at first, but it makes a lot of sense. Like, he knows that he's going to play a very turtling style and just needs to protect those key resources, the farms, the wood, and the gold, all kept safe by that castle right in the heart of his base.
Yeah, and we still have a decent amount of eagles left over, which are going to clear up these skirms here.
Yeah.
Doing a great job, which are posing a slight threat to the Plumes.
Mm-hmm.
Villager numbers are totally even though at this moment.
Yeah, it's
Army
wild.
numbers also super similar. Oh. But the plume numbers are growing well, and that's 12 of them there now. The eagles do go down from James.
Losing the eagles is big because Noel also spent that bit of time investing in killing the barracks, which actually was a very wise move because they've not been replaced. And now going for a castle right on his face. Okay. Will
How many
this
bells are we
go up?
spending?
Let's have a look. All the boys and girls. Holy moly. This is a big bunch of villagers going forward.
Oh, there's one from the north as well. Oh my god. So
Yeah. This is
9 down at the bottom.
And 14. So about 23 or so, 24, 25 builds.
Well, some are going to the lumber camp. Well.
Ah.
But even then, that's a strange lumber. I guess there's not a lot of options. That's still funny, but I think there's still gonna be 11 villagers coming forward.
These castle's gonna go up.
Yeah, the vills also have armor, right?
The Vils have armor! Yes, the Vils have +2 armor! That's a really good point. And, I mean, well, the Plumes now forward, which is actually quite a nice move from James. We get quite some Vil kills here with these Plumes, but the Plumes are forward, not defending from this forward castle. The castle goes up, James sees that instantly, there's nothing to defend against it. So now James is in a bit of a base trade situation. So to get some Vil kills here, which he will, although the Vil's actually doing a great job to notice that and run away to safety. Nice work from Noel Gallagher. He's going to build a PC now, out on the stone to the south, and really, really change the dynamic of this game. James recognises the dynamic instantly, deleting the farms, saving up res. He's completely idle his TCs. He's giving up imp ASAP. Noel Gallagher wants to do the same, but he has got a significant disadvantage in that race because he's just so much further behind. And actually the market, James using the market first, could be huge. Because Noel's so far away from Imp, and James is going to start tripping this castle back as soon as he reaches him.
Yeah. Plumes are trying to find some damage in the back. Aren't really going to find anything. There's some eagles and some skirms there. James clicks up and Noel is nowhere close.
Nope.
Nowhere close.
He's like 1500 res of 1700 res off almost.
Yeah,
he's
and
fully
20 villagers.
built into castle age.
Yeah, and 20 villagers on stone, right? So, intended on making more castles.
Maybe all in castle age is a viable option though. The trouble is, the trouble is the mine economy is so good that even with fewer villagers, and fewer places to gather res, I'm worried that they're going to be able to get the key technologies, the Imperial Age technologies that they need to overcome the Castle Age army. But he's got to commit to it. Here we go. Second castle forward now as well.
I mean, that is a castle, and there's loads of villagers died in the back wall.
Yeah, there are. He's really doing a good job here in Castle Age. Obviously, got a minute left of Castle Age for both players, and then we'll be an imp. But James Corden's res aren't too pretty either. He can't afford Bracer, he can't afford Arbalest, or Elite, forget Elite Plume. But he's going to have to go for Trebs and a very conservative approach to the way he's using his army. Can't let his army die.
And you have to be walling those Trebs in 100% with this amount of Eagles on the field.
Yeah.
It's looking really good for Noel. We've got 90 pop now for James.
Yep. 90 pop is a massive disadvantage to 144. Noel isn't panicking. He sees Imp come in, not panicked at all. He's not selling all his stone or anything like that. He's content to let it happen.
40 on stone.
Oh boy.
40.
More castles can come up around the south.
It takes 10 off. Does take 10 off.
Oh, they're all on stone underneath the castle he just built. That's the thing.
Well, no, there's only 10 of them there. Now we're back up to 40 on stone. That's like another 3 castles, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh my god. I think Noel's gonna win this. With another castle there. That was the castle I was hoping he'd place. This is huge. The issue is, I'm a bit worried that because he's built the castles in a ring around the central castle, James can just treb all 3 from his single spot, which is a bit unfortunate. However, it is going to range all the farm space and kill all the TCs and so on, so it's a great idea for Noel to do this if he's confident that he can kill the castles. Or kill the trebuchets as they are made.
Yeah, and isn't actually making too many more Eagles at this moment.
No, his food is pretty low, right? He's only got 27 on food.
Yeah. Does have some more stolen expiring at home, has quite a few idols he needs to fix. No. Because all the stone is 2,000 stone in the bank, so they can actually prepare this castle for quite a bit of time.
100%. 100%. People in chat saying James takes this. Not necessarily.
Okay, James.
Yeah, yeah. Take notes, of course. I'd love to see Noel get some more farmers down. I think that's a big deal for him because he's committed to this Castle Age play and it is a quote-unquote all-in. But I think it's not too late to pull out of that all-in idea and get to Imp yourself. And if he could do that, he would just be absolutely flying right now. He's 40 bills ahead, 50 bills ahead.
Yeah, and I think that is looking really good for Noel now, right? Like, James, what did we say on the way to Imp? He had 90 pop. Still only get 96. Yeah. We have, like, trebs, like, what did we even do after, like, we take out the castles, which is going to take, like, so much time. Like, Noel's going to have 200 pop, and you're going to be still stuck in, like, 100.
Yeah, and he's just, all game, he's just running plumes around the back of his own base, sniping, or trying to snipe eagles, who are just causing havoc. That's why I think we need the farms for Noel, because we need to have that sustainable approach to the army, because he cannot quite afford to make vills and eagles right now. And so many vills are coming forward. This is really unsustainable for Noel, sorry. He's got so many vills running across the map, but what are they actually going to do when they get there?
Senka vills, man, this army.
Of course, they've got the
that's army, baby.
The plus, wow, +3, +4 melee pierce armor.
+1 attack.
You're gonna load up the vills in the rams and push forward. Okay. Not massively confident in that, but let's see how it goes.
I think you load up the rams and you could maybe even consider having the villagers play a part in taking out the trebs.
Yeah. They have bonus versus heavy siege, which is trebuchets, right? So they'll definitely do well against the Trebs. We're going to kill the blacksmith as padded archer armor is kept in for James. I'm worried that Noel is still not adding many farms. I'd love to see him add some farms, but never mind. Let's see how we do without that. We've got how many cap rams we got? Oh, sorry, not cap rams, battering rams.
We get eight, and 8 is a lot. 8 is a lot.
8 is a lot.
And
He's shown his hand a bit.
On the way.
They're not garrisoned. The Eagles are going to come and try and kill these. The Eagles are going to kill these Paradox. No, watch out.
We try and kill the Trebs here. What's the...
Okay, the Eagles can try and kill the Eagles. The Skirm's going to try and kill the Plumes. And the Rams are going to go for the castle, not the Trebs. Although they're just going to actually turn around and bounce off each other right now. I'm worried that the Eagles are going to kill all these Rams, though. The Rams are unprotected. The Eagles from James are going to kill all the Rams.
He's only got 4 of them. It's going to take some time.
Okay, castle does go down. Ran out of stone, finally. Castle's not going to die.
Send the bells. Send the bells.
Oh my god. I just don't know why we pulled all those vills forward. But for what? Yeah. To not even garrison.
I know, like, if you have the Vels and the Rams, like, the Rams can get repaired as well. That's the thing.
Yes.
That's probably why you have the Vels forward than the Rams.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Oh my god. Res collected still in Noel's favour by 7k res. You would not think it though. You would not think
Noel's
it.
got 75 on wood now.
Oh my god. Adding lumber camps everywhere.
No.
Needed some farms. Now we're adding the farms. Okay, I mean, it's not too late. It's still not too late because James is still at 110 pop. Feels like every 10 minutes we talk about that, and it hasn't changed much every 10 minutes.
Yeah, Noel is kind of struggling for momentum now.
34 Eagles in queue. What the fuck?
We now have plumes getting made. They're gonna have a lot of upgrades now.
Well, they're missing armor though. They've got no armor. The skirms are going to do loads of damage to them, right?
If we just avoid them, we should be alright. We do have more range as well.
Horse collar! No horse collar paradox on all these farms. No wonder we've got so much on wood and haven't got any wood in the bank. 50 minutes, no horse collar. Wheelbarrow coming in at 50 minutes.
It's been a chaotic game, man.
Oh my god. Like, ballistics would be really good as well. We can definitely afford ballistics. Just need the university. I guess you might not have that one. I still think Noel's in a great spot. Because James hasn't got much going for him, but he's getting worse and worse. As the minutes go by, it's getting worse and worse. I definitely agree with you. But Noel can still win this, I believe.
20 plumes is a lot.
Yeah, but he's got no armor on the plumes. The skirm's going to
He does not need armor.
Really?
No. Like, as long as he doesn't take bad trades against skirms, he can just whittle down all. Like, the Eagles are just dying like instantly, and that's like 50. Yeah. That's 50 gold down a drain every time.
But the skirms will kill the plumes, won't they?
But they're not, because we're still on 20 plumes. And we got elite plume.
Elite plumed archer. Oh, really, boy. And now we've found some more gold as well. By the way, Paradox, this whole time, I think James would have lost if he had not had this sneak gold mine at the north, which is huge heads-up play, which James has had picking away in his favour all the time.
Quite a while now. And like, even before elite plume is in, say goodbye to your skirms.
They're destroying. Thumb ring on those makes them fire so fast the Eagles can't really get in touching distance. They just get one shot by this ball of plumes. Oh my god, you're right. This is horrendous. Oh god.
A few of them there, but not a huge issue. Trebs are going to come forward now. Villager's taking care of the castle.
Rams might have a go at this Trebs. If we unqueue the Eagles and a couple of Rams, we can flick it up to him. Or Noel.
Yeah, not too far off. But I think Noel is committed to Castle Age. And the Rams are all going to go down. That's a lot of gold to waste. That's like another.
Yeah.
It's like another 800 gold there.
It's so much gold.
Out.
Yeah. It's so much gold that it goes down the drain. I think James is going to take this one. I think James is going to take it.
That is a lot of Rams on the castle though. And the Trebs are running.
The Trebs have to get out of there. Castle's full HP. Plume's actually not doing a terrible job of killing the Rams, to be honest. Like, the Rams are definitely taking a lot of damage from those Plumed archers. The pop capped for Noel, 200 pop. Monk gonna pick up some relics now. Masonry coming in. Interesting. But yeah, fully committed to Castle Age. The thing is, for Noel, I feel like he's decided, I'm gonna commit to Castle Age. But if he actually took a step back, I think he could have clicked in a while ago. You know?
Well, how are you going to expect to take a step back in a game like this?
I know. It's so much easier with a bird's eye view, but
It's been absolutely chaotic, man. And like all the villagers going down now on the gold, and James is going to be heading pop before you know it. And more Rams are being committed to it.
oh, these plumes. The villagers trying to kill the plumes. Oh no, it's going to run past. They're all going to lose their lives. And suddenly, James Corden's about to take a population lead, which is a really bad sign. Really bad sign. Well, the Rams actually might take the castle out.
I think so at this point.
Oh boy. Okay. Finally.
James is attacking deer for some reason. With his traps. What?
That's been a misclick. That's quite funny. Packs this up again. Oh, no, he's not. He's just going hunting. Oh my god, that deer. Absolutely.
What the hell, man?
Dunked on that deer.
And now like 3 eagles are there. What the fuck?
He's gonna kill the traps of the eagles. Oh my god.
Oh my god. The plumes are in Noel's base now. We can see the pop leader is in for James.
Look at the catch rate. 65 kills on this group of 19 plumed archers.
Yikes.
And they're pretty much all
that's
villagers.
Gonna grow. Yeah. Jesus.
Like, that is obscene. 69, nice.
And the pop's dead even. We do have James way ahead in terms of technology. It's looking pretty tough. Although gold is a bit of a problem right now for James in this moment. Just this one little tile left, which has only got 50 gold left.
Let's go! We're not going to go an hour without horse collar. We're going to get horse collar in before the hour mark. Let's go, baby.
Crop.
And the castle now going up. Solidify.
James is literally thinking about crop rotation. Nice.
Oh god, he just needs a little bit of melee, I feel, because yeah, here we go. Melee armor coming in, and back into a few, just a handful of eagles. Like, it's all you need against this many skirmishers and rams, right? But just something better than vills, because the vills are somewhat susceptible to skirmisher fire. And the plumes, obviously, well, the plumes are fine though against the skirmishers. You're right. Wouldn't mind archer armor. Here we go. We've at least got padded. But GG, well played. Yeah, definitely deserved a GG, well played, not just a GG. Really, really nice game. What an amazing Arabia game that was. But James Corden takes it, and it's 2-1 to James Corden. What a series we have here, Paradox. 3 amazing games so far.
Who are these players, man?
The cream of the crop.
So, give me names. Who is the cream of the crop?
Well, breakfast. No. I think it's Boo versus Hallis. I really do. I don't know what happened to Dave, but I think it's Boo versus Hallis.
I'm kind of more in the Boo train after that game.
It'd be a big shock, though, because we've had Dave pegged as No,
I know,
all tournament.
but I have been saying that those three have been very difficult to
Yeah,
differentiate from, in my opinion.
yeah.
The Boo, Dave, and Cappy. And now it's like a 50-50 shot. Did Cappy really get Angel of the North? Did he really get the identity that he wanted all along?
That would be
Or is
so
that
funny.
or was that Fanji raging about bug abuse? Which
Oh, yes.
you do have to also bring Fanji into that aspect now as well. I was getting zoned in the nose free, but Fanji's also another option for Angel of the North.
Is Fanji going to say GG don't bug abuse next or something? I guess he would.
What? Of course
I guess he would say that. Yeah, I guess he would say that.
Good questions then.
Oh, Paradox. Thing is, like, before the tournament started, Hallis obviously had a target on his back, right? He was the guy to beat, I think. But James Corden, Hallis or not, has been taken to 5 games in the quarters and is now trading evenly with Noel Gallagher in games so far here. So if it is Hallis, Hallis is absolutely not invincible here.
No, I don't think anyone. I don't think he's the clear, undisputed number one now, since he's been working and doesn't play anywhere near as much as he used to.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think's actually made the competition much more interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And our next map wall is actually going to be tunnel. So now Noel is going for the home map of James, so you can see how these maps have traded in the position.
Yeah, exactly.
Players very comfortable.
Very, very, very good stuff from the players there. Oh boy. I've seen the civs. I hope you like bombard cannons.
Nothing too surprising about this matchup.
No. Right, I'm paused at 10.
Me too. Let's get going.
3, 2, 1, go. So, the civs, as I'm sure you probably can guess, it is the Turks against the Bohemians. And we've seen both these civs played on this map before. I think the most memorable Turks game I have from this one was Brum versus Adele, where we saw Adele go for the Spanish on Tunnel and try a really aggressive play with the heavy monk play in the conks. And Turks have that much, much later game plan of trying to boom it out a bit and go for the big range on the artillery, bombard cannons, and towers, and so on. Hussars, cav archers, they've got it all. And similar thing for Bohemians. I remember a set they played, which probably was in the qualifiers. I think it was Richard playing them in the qualifiers, where he showed how Bohemians can be so strong with that timing attack of the chemistry coming in before you get to Imp. Similar to Turks, in fact. And they just make full use of that, get the bombards going and trebs going straight away, and just, yeah, killing everything. So, 2 civs which have potential to do a lot of damage at key moments of the game, but also have that late game power spike as well, with the post-Imp armies beating against each other.
And like that chemistry thing, and like the bombard cannon timings is like, which makes these civs so similar. And then as like the game goes on, you obviously have how Nitsabu can be a real big option for Bohemians. Get the splash damage, of course. But then artillery, giving Turks a 1 extra range once Siege Engineers is in for Bohemians.
Yeah.
And it is kind of known as like the Bohemian killer, having like the extra range.
Yes. Yes, that's true. I mean, you have to be on it with the micro to make the use of that range, because obviously it's only a couple of tiles, right? So that by the time the Wagenberg tactic Hufnitsche rolls forward, you have to, in that second, you've got to click the bombard cannon on the target before it can get its shot off. But you know, this is 2 top-level players, so I think they're going to make full use of that range where they can. If it does end up in that situation. How much potential, though, Paradox, is there for something else unexpected? Turks get the upgrades for their cavalry line free, so you could go for some kind of big light cav play or something like that. The scouts
I
also have a
don't
bit more
think.
pierce armor.
Yeah, I don't think Turks ever want to really be going Hussar when you have Bohemian Help, because Bohemian Help is just cracked.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's
It's
right.
absolutely brutal.
Jsem připraven. That will.
Both players have the barracks though, so it's not going to be
I think.
completely absent feudal age from both players.
Yeah, like they will try and contest the middle, but I think Turks ideally you do want to be getting to a CA mass.
Okay. CA and bombard cannon.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best thing you want to be trying to aim towards.
Well, let's see. Before we go there, we are gonna go for some feudal pressure. I mean, James Corden playing this opening like it's Arabia so far. Gonna go 2 militia Drush to open. Noel Gallagher, we had a feudal age. We have got the barracks up. Did Noel spot this, or is he just running back because he didn't want to get caught off on the way up to feudal age? But anyway, I'm not quite sure. He has now got some militias in queue and sees the scout. He's on the way to feudal age, so doesn't have to fear that scout too much. Can just run to the hill and bide his time. Yeah, giving a lot of map control up to James here.
Yeah, but James hasn't got a villager forward to wall. James looks like they're just going to try and opposite play Arabia like, and Noel even has a very defensive barracks as well. Only had the 2 militia. But it's going to be up to feudal, and here comes villagers just rotating around on the wood line in the south. So it looks like it is going to be man at arms, because we're going to have the gold.
Okay.
We can take the hill with man at arms, it's going to be huge, but the villagers are going to sneak past by the looks of it. Oh, and there's a range.
There's the range. James Corden misses it. The scout was so close, but he just misses it. He's not trying to find it. He's trying to escape from the scout cav. Loom on the way for James. He's still feudal age, so after Loom, I think we're going to click up. Got that tech after Loom. But yeah, the 2 militia are not actually going to be upgraded. It's just going to be used as a bit of a device to get his archers on the field without taking too much damage. So nice one there for Noel, but what I'm surprised by James, no attempt to make a forward wall. Like, no vills forward at all. Like, you feel like he had the map control for a moment there. Could have done it, but decided against it.
Yeah, and like the archers would have been out by this point anyway. It would have been a little bit tricky to re-wall, but could have went for some more if they had it up. Like, you could have at least walled defensively, right? Like, in front of this hill.
Mm-hmm.
And where the stone and the gold is in front of that relic, but not get any of that up now, and now you're kind of feeling a bit nervous.
He's a bit nervous, isn't he? And loses the scout. Ooh, okay. That does change things, but yeah, like the 2 vills marching forward, they actually don't have much to be afraid of at all. Still Dark Age is James Corden. People in chat mentioning that Hallis doesn't know the meta from the Amazon Tunnel tournament, which is a very good point. Not playing in that one.
It would make a lot of sense.
Might hamper his chances here, and I mean, obviously, we have some tunnel connoisseurs. Boo. Dave, also tunnel connoisseur to some extent, much less so than Boo. Yeah, now look at this. James Corden forced into this very, very defensive range blacksmith house at the back there just to wall off his base. And these stone walls are going to go up so far forward, stone walls. And this is so big for Noel, who can make the monastery, pick up the relics, get further for those Bohemian villages, and he's got the position with that hill as well to do exactly what Richard did in the qualifier game I was talking about with the Bohemians, and just push with at Imperial Age timing.
And James is having to make some skirms now to defend and everything, so
Oh,
doesn't feel great.
no, does not feel good for
And
James.
actually,
Ano?
even as the even with the building side of the place here, only the gold is safe. Like that one patch of gold, which is crazy. That's just great from Noel at the moment.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna drop loads of farms. We have 7 on gold.
What does that mean?
Do we realistically just mark it up?
I think we do. We need some stone for a castle, which we're going to get the forward vills on stone now, I guess. Bohemians have the free mining upgrades, which is a big bonus for them. So we're going to go up to castle as soon as we possibly can, and then I think, Paradox, we're just going to go to Imp pretty much after that. Like, make a castle on the hill, that's your building, and then yeah, just keep pumping out the farms at home. You pick up the Imp, and when you're in Imp, you've got chemistry already if you can get it on the way up. You can start trebbing. James Corden's stuck in his base with skirmishers of all things. Like, you definitely don't want to have skirmishers right now for James Corden. Turk skirms, no less. And yeah, like, Noel is so happy with the position he's got himself in.
Yeah, and here comes the market at home. Only one villager on it, unfortunately, so it'll take a little bit to get up.
Yep.
More villagers coming forward to the stone, so he's going to be looking for a forward castle in Castle Age by the looks of it.
Yeah.
But James is up first and isn't on stone. So realistically,
Yes.
isn't going to have a super quick way to break through these walls unless he adds some siege. But he's okay. He's going to stone now, so does want a castle.
Okay. Will it be enough, though? Obviously, he's up first, but will it be enough to actually make the difference to get the castle down? Noel, that is, can now buy the food. There we go. Buys a bit more food and clicks up after this villager completes. Nicely done. And with 6 Bohemian vills on stone, he'll have enough stone in the bank for a castle. On reaching Castle Age, I'm pretty confident it should be fine. James obviously can see these vills, right? So he knows that that's a plan. And slightly unfortunately for him, for Noel, sorry, the archers can actually range it. And this tower as well is a really good one from James. Because it does just put those vills off.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the tower.
Well,
It is gonna kick these vills off the stone. Realistically, they can just go into the gold, or they can make a lumber camp. It's gonna delay your castle a little bit longer.
the archers, they're actually taking good trade against those the archers from Noel means that the tower now is redundant. Because, there we go. Yeah, the vills have to come off the stone anyway. Because they're being ranged by the archers. Castle Age comes in. The tower means that James can't quite afford a castle of his own. The tower is the difference. Okay, now he can afford the castle. Places it straight away. There we go. Okay, he'll be
Stone
fine.
prices.
Oh yeah, the stone price is rocketing up. Yeah, and enough stone in the bank for both players to make a castle.
Waiting for Castle Age now, as no.
Yeah, just waiting. Just waiting, and it's going to be 1 TC, probably for both players, right? Look at the res for Noel, though.
Yeah.
Look at the res. He's got so much res ready to go to Imp with, and James is so far behind.
Does have a decent amount of farms down, but is investing into eco upgrades now. And Noel's going to be able to pick up the relics, which is going to be nice.
That's huge. It's absolutely huge, and further will help the vills as well. Doesn't want to make too many monks though, because that's the gold he needs to click Imp with. So just 1 or 2 monks will be fine, I think, for now. Always get more later. Sending new vills from the town centre onto the gold at the left-hand side of his base. But yeah, the eco balance at the moment is equal. James is going to pull ahead slightly, I think, if he makes another TC, which it looks like he wants to kind of play the slightly more macro game. Yeah, like, look at this. Janissaries now breaking through. Hooray! We're going to break through the stone walls. And then you know, the castle right there.
Hello.
So I have to turn around. Yeah, like it's just so it's just too slow. And Imp's on the way. Very low eco Imp behind this, but Noel Gallagher knows exactly what he's doing on this map. It feels like he's got the plan and he's going to execute it to perfection.
Do we try and add like a couple of swag wagons to like beta reaction? I'm not sure.
Could do.
Doesn't really have a lot
really
of wood
want
for it.
to waste the res on that when you rather have
Yeah.
trebs, right?
The Ashes of Wood like doesn't have a great deal
Yeah.
with this one.
Four
What's the
relics
monks
coming in?
Oof. It's gonna be a monk trap play.
Monks and trebs, yeah. I mean, we know who likes using monks a lot, by the way, Paradox.
Yeah, day fun.
Yeah. Dave does like using monks. Someone else does as well.
Yeah, Dave.
Yep. Dave does like him. Yep.
Does
Does James have the hill for trebs? I don't think he does. Also, I think if Noel's going to put trebs, he just unpack them on top of this hill, right?
I think that's a safe play. Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense.
And this is a little
Yeah,
bit
absolutely
copium. This gate here. This is stonewalling behind. Is James Corden stonewalling behind? But he'll get a nasty shock, I guess, when Imp comes in 10 seconds. Because it's just not going to do anything. We got the siege workshop going down. That's one thing, actually, for Noel Gallagher. He cannot afford the siege workshop, and he hasn't got... whatchamacallit?
Yeah,
Chemistry coming in.
Chemistry, he's just going full monk and
Full
then
monks,
trap
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But like in a minute and 50, bomber cannons are already going to be out. Of course, like Noel was already knowing that bomber cannons are going to be next, that's why he's prioritizing monks and bog print and redemption so he can convert them.
Mm-hmm.
But the castle is going to make things tricky. We need to start shipping away on this castle ASAP.
Ooh. Is it actually uphill? I'm not 100% confident that treb is actually uphill as a thing. That damage, though, looks like it was more than it should have been.
Yeah, it's a little bit more.
So I think that probably does. I mean, it
Not
is.
a lot.
Monks now targeting on the Janissaries, locked in the conversions very quickly. Interesting to note. And second Treb now out on the field. We got the third Treb in the queue. Agonizing moments of James Corden is just desperately trying to get to Imp, waiting for Imp to come in and click Trebs of his own, but he can't use those. He can't use these siege workshops because, like you said, bomber cannons. Well, he can make bomber cannons, but they just get converted.
Gonna make them anyway. I think we have to. Pikes are being added by Noel now as well, just in case we have any light cabs coming in. I do like it.
Yep.
Can't be
Very
too
smart.
safe. James is out of stone.
Oh boy.
Castle's going down.
Oh boy.
And this
Got
is a
Theocracy
big
coming
problem.
in.
This is a big problem.
Is
And look, the monks are already
playing.
targeted. The monks are
Yeah.
pre-targeted. We can
Oh
switch on
my
to the BBC
God.
now.
Yes, he can. This BBC gets converted. He delayed Theocracy for so long, which is a sign of a confident monk player. I love that.
Oh my god.
Decision.
7. How many units coming in there? Yeah, in GG.
Yeah.
That was,
That was total and brutal. Like James Corden just did not have the plan there. He could not keep up with the plan, the game plan from Noel Gallagher there on Bohemians. That was a clinic, if ever there was one, on how to play Bohemians, how to play Amazon Tunnel, how to play Bohemians on Tunnel. So 2-all, best of 3 territory now. The players trading evenly so far. It might come down to that game 1. Regicide Fortress, Spanish beating humans might be the deciding factor in this series, Paradox.
Oof. So what do we have left to play? We got Chaos Pit, Cup, and Islands.
Oh, oops. Yes, let me take these off. So Arabia was lost by Noel. Noel was James. Yes, Chaos Pit, Cup, and Islands are left. And what do we have here? We had the Bohemians winning against Turks. So Chaos Pit, I'm looking at Teutons versus Aztecs on Chaos Pit. Islands?
Yes. Portuguese, Vikings on islands.
Yeah.
And the Cup.
Byzantines versions.
Byzantines. Probably makes some more sense from like when you just look at it.
Yeah. What a good set indeed. Yeah, what a real treat. This is a really, really amazing series. I need to download some more games.
This is final territory. That's what this is.
Yep.
And I'm just adding in games just now. I do have them. And it's no big surprise. It's going to be Chaos Pit. The civs are spot on.
Yep, makes a lot of sense. Aztecs Teutons. What was game 2 and game 3? Yes, there we go. So we had yet another loss for Italians on migration in game 2. With Japanese looking really strong there, and good early expansion to the center, which really sealed the deal for Noel. Then game 3 we had a Mayan victory over Incas, which is a really amazing Arabia game. I think that was a very unusual and interesting Arabia game, so glad we got to see that one. But yeah, moving on now to game 5, Teutons Aztecs, and pause at 10 seconds, Paradox.
Yeah, me too.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, definitely want to watch the VOD for that one, Pete. But we'll catch this one live. Here we go. Teutons versus Aztecs. And James Corden as the Teutons. Noel Gallagher as the Aztecs. Both civilizations have things going for them on Chaos Pit, but they're different things. Aztecs are probably going to make use of the extra 50 gold they get for the man-at-arms. Whereas Teutons, we saw Raven, right? Go for... Oh no, was Jay from between us Teutons, but one of them was Teutons, and...
Jay was Teutons and Raven was the Mighty Poles.
Ah, yes. But we saw the way that they can play the towers, the tower rush on Chaos Pit with the extra bills garrisoned inside.
And
Yeah,
the good thing about Teutons, of course, is kind of shuts down the monk play. And considering the game the players just had on Tunnel, I think that you're probably feeling good about that if you're James.
Oh yes, I had not considered that, but yes, of course. Definitely don't want to let the Aztecs get to too many monks, but obviously the Teutons have that conversion resistance built in. It's quite nice. This is a very unorthodox chopping style Paradox on the.
This is an interesting build. I don't know what's the thinking here. Are we now going for the lumber camp? Okay, so he wanted some extra wood, potentially. Weird, because now we're a little bit behind on the chopping, right? And it's very important we chop out so we can get some stone and gold.
What do you think about this though? Look at Noel's chopping.
Yeah, it's
so weird.
It needs to be shifted, but maybe he's going to try and open it up so he can get more villagers into the second.
I guess that's it. Yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, if I didn't quite know you could do that. You could chop diagonally behind, so it's pretty cool actually. It's going to work out for him, I think, in the long run, but unusual to say the least. James is going for much more orthodox play.
Yeah, he's got the 2 villagers on it.
Bug abuse, yeah.
Bug abuse.
Bug abuse confirmed.
Angie, Stephen.
So we got the berries, worth mentioning. Noel Gallagher has one of his berry patches in Narnia, the front of the base. James Corden's got them both right next to each other by comparison and can make a mill to touch both, which is kind of cool. And that also means that they're safer from the Aztec man-at-arms running around. So that could come into play here. We've got 4 vills now on wood, and they're all chopping different trees. What is this? I've never seen this.
Yeah, and like realistically, what are you doing right now? Like, why do we not have attention put onto this? I'm not too sure. But James even going for walls already as well. Wow. I mean, really, James is super concerned about man-at-arms making their way into like the wood line here. Like, you have the extra gold,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's really
definitely.
nice.
Definitely worried about that. The walls aren't invulnerable to attack, though. And
No.
one thing you can do with Aztecs is, obviously, there's nothing stopping you adding your own tower as well. And pushing in as well. Man-at-arm tower, obviously a fantastic combination. So, could go for that. Got the barracks coming up, so I think it will be those men-at-arms. You've got 100 gold left in the bank after Loom, so you can go for 3 militia and the man-at-arms upgrade. And now he's chopping the trees. 2 on 1 tree. Very good stuff from Noel. I think he's paying a lot of attention to this and has decided this is the best way, rather than just the vills doing their own thing. So
Yeah,
much wood on the walls,
25. Yeah, well, 25 tiles and you're full walled.
That's a lot of tiles. What? A whole
Mm,
lumber camp?
25 tiles and full walled feels pretty good. That's not a lot.
Is it not a lot?
No, like 25 tiles isn't that much. Like, zoom
It's
right out
50,
and actually have a look.
50 wood, I guess, is it?
50 wood.
Okay.
It feels pretty nice.
I'm not sold on the second lumber camp paradox, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I guess
Like,
maybe
no
you want a
mining camp.
bigger clearing. Yeah. Do
But
you
we're
want
not
like a
going
bigger
for
clearing
towers
to
here.
get eventually?
I guess so. Yeah.
And barracks is only just coming now, 80%, so a little bit delayed. Could it just be a scoots play?
I guess so. Barracks is going to be a bit late, like you said. I mean, it's definitely not towers, so it's going to be scouts. Here we go. Feudal Age is in, and Man-at-Arms is in instantly, even before Bisax. Definitely want to get Bisax. No, make sure you don't forget that. In fact, both of them need to get Bisax. Chop out.
Yeah, James is too busy microing this scout against the villager. Did get quite a lot of HP off.
Oh, it's going to kill it. It's going to kill it. 1 bill down.
What a nerd.
And it's
only
delayed Noel as well.
Yeah, and only lost 6 HP. Also on
Wow.
scouts. That's kind of nice.
That's really big.
Like the
And
wall's
Noel's
still
probably
open now.
confused. Like, why are my units pathing so badly? The pathing's so bad in this game. But actually, it's just because there's full walls. So they're trying to go around the long way. Does now make some work on the wall here. Can he break in before the house goes up? No. I don't think he can.
He cannot. And it's not going to be scouts. It's going to be full trash from Jamesy boy.
Yes,
Go for scouts.
yes. Loads of farms as well. Chieftains get the cheaper farms, so really, really easy to make that crash play work. Also, working away on the last tree. Noel's out though, even without Bitax. Noel is out. The shift clicking obviously did its job, and now he can go for the gold mine. And yes, he can go for archers. He can go for eagle warriors, which will do well against trash. He can go for more men at arms. But he can choose what he wants to go for with gold in the bank. That's all the resources in the game he can choose to mine.
Yeah, and it looks like James just gonna be a greedy boy now. Are we gonna see Vels come forward from Noel? It looks like we are, okay. Are they going to come forward on both sides? We get 2 on the right, moving to the south. 2 moving to the north now as well. Only 60 wood left. Let's see how aggressive these walls come in from Noel on the outside.
Oh, okay.
Jay?
They're going to the corners though. They're not going forward. Here we go. Now they're going forward. Yes.
I think they're just scouting for a little bit of gold and stone at the same time. Looking for some res.
I would love it if you could stonewall behind this tree. It's honestly not impossible. Send the vills quickly. Maybe it's too late. Also, like, how are you to know that your opponent's not chopped out yet? But it honestly is not impossible that he can deny this.
I think it is too much now. Like, I think 30 wood is... I think it is too much, but we'll see. It's close though, don't get me wrong. It's just a question of, like, how far forward do you want the walls?
Yeah. He can't deny gold from James. Like, the gold is so close there that it's going to be impossible to get a wall forward enough to deny any gold. But we got some very aggressive walls coming in, which is good to see for Noel. He's going to try to really control the game here on the front foot with the Aztecs. Teutons known for their ability to boom really well with the cheaper farms, so doesn't want to let them have a big area of map to control for themselves for free. He gets stone walls up forward. Nicely done.
Bells.
And has some spills snuck inside. Good job.
And the sneak bells.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Castle Age coming in though for James Corden.
So surely we're going to see range now. With these bells in the back.
Yes, surely we are. Oh, and James with the outpost, but it's not going to see the sneak, or is it? Let's have a look.
Oh, I'm going to go barracks.
Okay. Sneak Eagles is the play. Compared to the chaos we saw on Chaos Pit between, I want to say Cats and Ted, but it wasn't Cats and Ted, it was Jay and Raven. This Feudal Age has been very passive.
But nay.
So it's interesting to me that there's been such a different way of this map playing out. Noel, does not know about the outpost, obviously. So he's doing well to keep his buildings hidden, but at some stage, the outpost will reveal itself. James has not seen it.
Not yet, but he sees the walls now, so I think now that you see the walls that far forward,
yeah,
from Noel, you should be checking for a sneak now.
Mm-hmm.
You should 100% be checking for it. There's already 2 barracks up, and Eagles getting pumped out. It's obviously still in Feudal Age, so it's not the quickest thing, but armor's getting added. Oh. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a tricky one. Knights coming in from James now. Let's see if they go forward to Noel's space. There's also a siege workshop as well, so James is definitely committing to make a bit of a push in the middle.
Yeah, he's gonna make a push for sure. Noel is just gonna sit on these Eagles. Doesn't want to reveal the game too soon. And there's nothing really... Oh, here we go. He's actually coming forward now.
It's actually 1 tile out as well. 1 tile.
Oh my god.
It's like, it's virtually touching the edge, but you can't obviously see it on the edge. Calculated. He did the math, as Dave would say. But these Eagles...
He noticed.
Now he gets 7 attack.
Oh, he's going to play his TC! Oh, he did not notice! He actually didn't notice. He pulled the vills off to build a town centre. But hadn't noticed the Eagles. Now the Knights are pulled. The Knights will do a good job here, though. The Siege Workshop forward. Okay. Not sure it's going to go up, though. Well, it will go up if the vills wall themselves off, but it needs a monastery as well. But the thing is, well, against Teutons, right? So it's a bit underwhelming. The Knights are going to tear through the Eagle Warriors.
Yeah, and it's Teuton Knights as well, right? So they have extra melee armor.
Oh, yes, they do.
He's ready to go forging. The spearmen are trying to move from the right-hand side and reinforce. More spearmen being made from the barracks. It is Aztecs, so they're made nice and fast, but you're going to need quite a few spearmen. They just die so quickly.
All the Eagles died, meanwhile. Top.
Oh, and the spearmen just dying to the TC. Noel's losing everything.
Oh, just about got away from Noel there. The Knight's a really good choice from James. I think he always had a sneaky feeling about this. About the sneak was a possibility. Oh, the thing is, he can actually range the TC from behind his siege workshop with the mangonels, which is an interesting one. Could go for that. Has to repair the siege workshop heavily to do that though. Oh, and the castle forward. Oh my god, Noel is just trying everything here. So the mangonel pops out. It's going to hit the town centre. While this is happening, and the Knights are all busy and distracted, we're going to have a forward castle with how many villages? 17 villages forward, which is definitely going to go up. They can't stop that. The Knights aren't in position.
6 spearmen now, out of the left-hand side, okay. A Scorpion 2. Yeah, we just moved the bells though, I don't know. I feel like James was panicking a bit there.
Well, he's nervous.
Feeling nervous. And have we noticed the castle in the middle? I think we just built the house.
We've noticed, but I don't know what he can do to stop it. Needs to wall the vills in though. Needs to wall the vills in properly.
I think that's taking way too long to get to the side.
No! What are you doing? Okay, oh, more walls. Okay, nicely done. Nicely done. And yeah, the castle does go up. It can just about range the TC as well. That TC is under threat. The TC on the edge of the map is under threat. So that's both of James' TCs.
And James gonna go for defensive siege in the back. Try and make something work, but the Knights are also going forward.
Ooh, they're gonna break through this.
Good luck.
Oh my god. No way. He taps it before James noticed that he broke through. The palisade, the stone walls are tapped. That is actually massive, because those Knights had a real opportunity to get some trades back in. But it's completely a different story now. Paradox. Has Noel clawed this back from the brink of defeat? I mean, it looked like he was in such a struggle when those Knights came to clean up the sneak, but now he's doing really well.
Yeah, like he has killed a lot of elves. It's now the question of like how is he going to deal with the Knights potentially at home? How's he going to make every quick wall of the stone walls? It could be a complete disaster if the Knights get in. It would also be a complete disaster if the Knights somehow get trapped.
Oh, yes, it would. I think the Knights are going to break through eventually, because the palisades are so weak, and is Noel really going to be responsive on every single threat? Looks like it so far, but it needs to stonewall behind all of his palisades. Like, the Knights are hungry for an opportunity here. And Noel now going for another castle. And it's going to be in a very interesting spot, actually. It's going to be sort of half forward, but not actually attacking that much.
I don't mind it.
You don't mind it? Okay. Okay.
It's imposing. That's what that is.
It's an imposing castle, yeah. True. Stonewall's at home doing very well, keeping the Knights out, keeping them at bay. The vills are even for the both players, but Noel's ILTC time is much less, and that's just because the Teutons have had those 2 TCs. Neither of them has died. I wouldn't mind having the Aztec castle, just make sure that TC finishes off. There we go. Finishes off the siege workshop, now goes for the town centre. Is Imp ever on the cards? Neither player is close to Imp at all, so something else needs to happen in Castle Age. We've got the Jaguar's satisfying thud on the houses. I guess that's a better answer against the Teuton units at the time.
Against knights,
Against knights.
not so much, but
Okay. They're cool.
they are pretty cool, right? Like I said, with the castle, they're imposing.
Yes. Oh no! Can we get a wrap around on this palisade wall? Okay, taps both tiles. Good job from James. Sorry. Good job from Noel to tap those tiles of stone wall behind. And the Mangonel now running into danger. Has to run away. Oh, does get sniped. TC could go under threat from the Jaguars, potentially. Could have a forward siege workshop as well, in the middle of James's base. The Knights have got no value. These Knights have 8 kills. I think it's just Eagles and Pikes.
Yeah, I mean they're still threatening, right? They did force up a lot of stone walls,
They did. They did.
and they did cause idle time for that. Like I don't think the knights have been the problem. Like there hasn't been anything else to support them. We do have siege now. From James did make another siege workshop. Like the knights also cleared up all of that army, like neutralized that forward, which hasn't been walled in by the way or been dealt with. So there is a chance that more eagles do just get slid into the economy here. The knights are not too far from breaking in. Yeah.
Yeah. The ram as well, right? The ram, the palisade's gonna go down. The stone wall's gonna go down. Oh, it's not. Oh no, it is. It is. The Vil can't repair. Yep, the Vil goes down. The rams are gonna break through, and the knights have now got a chance. Can James make the most of this and really get some big damage done? Oh, good walls from Noel, though. Really good walls.
Oh my
from
god,
Noel.
the siege pathing is disastrous.
The knights now can be funneled down into the primary base from Noel. Got mangonels in this forward siege workshop. James to expand around the map with extra TCs, so he's not solely focused on that original base of his. And this map is called Chaos Pit, and it really is being chaotic right now because the players have expanded all over the map. We're actually going to go for Squires and Pikemen on Noel's side, just to have something more robust to deal with the knight threat. Because nothing was really there to deal with that. Pikes should do a good job.
Yeah, a couple of Scorps could potentially be awkward, and you actually get a great hit going downhill there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but the Pike pop out on top of the Scorpion. That's a bit of a different story. Brings up one Scorp. And now the Pikes work away on the Knights as well. Repairs coming in on the barracks. Yeah, perfect stuff from Noel just to counteract that threat slightly. And he's done a good job there. But we've got forward siege workshop and a forward stable for James, so he's going to keep the pressure on. And he's got the castle at home. And the wheelbarrow coming in, oh, actually cancelled. But yeah, he's got the bigger economy as James, and he's got the sort of map sprawl around the side. So he's doing a really, really good job, James. Of despite all the chaos in his base, he's kept his economy going with the Teutons, and that is big because Aztecs, they don't get halberdiers, so it's gonna be tough for them against Teuton Cavaliers. I feel.
Yeah, and James is up now, looking in a real good spot. Actually impressive, like, idle TC from Noel. Like a minute and 30. So, like, the manner of the game that we've had only had a minute and 30 idle TC. And it's only like 4 Vils behind, but Mr. Corden has all the timing.
Yep.
Has all the momentum. And Noel isn't really anywhere close to getting up. Does have 20 on food. He's got 20 villagers on stone again, and there's a sneak stable on the right hand side from James, but I think it's just gonna be spotted. Can we roll the villain? Can we roll the villain? Oh my god.
Oh, we can. We can. That's actually quite big. I mean, watch out though, James. Watch out. Oh god.
The whistle. Denied at 58%. Would have been a little bit better to try and go into a corner and not do it on top of a golden mine, but you know, lessons were learned. And like all these villagers are coming forward from Noel trying to get a castle up, and yeah, they run into some stone walls.
Yeah, that was optimistic, I think, at best. Being surely James would have walled that off.
Okay, gonna try and clear up the barracks in the back now as well, just to make 100% sure. Imp is in, and Noel is only just about to click up. Oh,
So-
Noel has a villager in the back here as well.
Where?
Going towards the
Oh.
south.
Oh yes.
It might not get noticed because it's orange. It's actually a
Classic.
difficult one to spot in the mini-map unless you're like cycling through your TCs and you're like, oh, there's an orange vill there. But even then, it kind of blends in with the background.
It,
You know,
it
orange
does.
is not the easiest thing to see.
Classic color abuser. The
100%.
thing with James now, he's got the Chebs set up. The castle for Noel is probably going to go down, and I think the castle which was placed, the first castle on his TC, I think that's going to go down as well.
Jay?
And this bill from Noel, I honestly think was just sent from afar and has found his way to this other side of the map.
But
Oh,
nay.
But
it
didn't-
finally gets noticed.
Yeah, it gets noticed now, but I don't think it had any intentions to do anything. So both players noticed that at the same time, I think. The sneak is being attacked by James. It's going to clear up that sneak Noel placed originally. I think time is running out for Noel. I don't feel like Teutons are going to struggle much in late game with this aspect, to be honest, Paradox.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure what Noel's thinking for next steps here. Does he have enough for another castle?
Oh, and cannons.
And cannons out. There's a lot of res still in the bank from James, so he can still have some room to play with here. Clears up the barracks in the back. Okay, okay.
Right, now we're going
What?
to switch to crossbows. Barbs. I guess you kind of have to, right? Because the Teuton elite skirmishers aren't especially impressive, but it's just such a gargantuan shift of focus from what you've already come from. Like, the champ switch in game 1 was a big one, but Barb switch is even bigger, I think.
But we don't have any of those upgrades, so it's gonna take time to get
Yeah.
there. I don't know if we have the time. Noel doesn't even have attacks.
Oh my god. What? We need bit attack. No, that's got to come in, surely. Maybe a bit of fatigue coming in. This is game 5 of best of 7 series, right? So, and it's been a long one. It's been a very long one. So I can understand things like Bitax slipping in game 5 of 7.
It makes sense. Like, despite having like pretty decent idle time, you can see like there is other things creeping into your gameplay. Oh my
What
god,
is
like
this?
the
What
difference
is-
in eco up is just outrageous.
Yeah, it is. That's the res collected 5k ahead for James Gordon.
Why is this castle so defensive, man? Like, stick it in the face.
I know. And also, what was this little cheeky little mill and farm? Like, so random.
Oh, where?
In the center of the map, Noel's just got a little community of. Well, it just had that one mill building a mill and a farm.
It's a good question.
TC goes down. I wasn't the imp TC. The imp is already in, luckily, for Noel. But yeah, we got Teutonic Knights, bombard cannons, hand cannons. Like, GG calls, you know? I mean, what is there to do here? The crossbows? Okay, so we're gonna wait for Arbalest upgrade, we're gonna wait for armor. Gonna wait for a bigger mass of crossbows from the ranges, which are still being built. Haven't got ballistics yet. Aztecs don't get thumb ring, so you know, it's just not gonna happen. I don't think.
Probably not. Pete's calling for Paladin. We should go back and see game 1. Called for it there. We didn't get it in game 1. I don't think we're gonna get it here, but we are gonna get Onager.
Onager, baby. That counters the arbs really nicely. Teutons actually get a bonus for their onagers if they choose to get it. It won't actually help them against crossbows though. The pikemen now coming in, but the pikemen are going to be attacked by the hand cannons, or not, actually. The crossbows are the primary focus for those hand cannons. The arbalest now. But yeah, the Trebs have license to set up shop and take down the barracks. The hand cannons in behind can kill the pikes and then turn their attention to the villages and arbalest. I think we're going to game 6 with Corden on match point. Paradox.
It looks likely, and I think once we see the onagers, it might just be like, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't ever want to give it up. I mean, I understand a lot. You don't want to put your opponent on match point.
How's your micro, bruv? Okay.
Oh, okay. Actually, not bad. Pretty good.
Has the micro like a god tier, but look at James Razbank. We can just filter in more and more onagers. It's good. It's oh
my god.
Like,
he's making him switch to
only
skirms.
Oh my
He's
god.
actually forcing a skirm switch. Okay. This maybe has some more length in it. There's 50 villager difference though.
Come on, James. Come off it, man.
The skirm switch is very, very safe. And that is not taking any chances. Basically.
I know what I'd rather have. 20 skirms or 20 more onagers. I'll take 20 more onagers, please.
I mean, even these 3 onagers, like, we saw some fancy footwork from Noel there, but can you really do that against 3 onagers? Let's find out! He splits once nicely, takes a good shot downhill, has to split again, or not actually, no, just runs away. Now they're firing against the hand cannons, the onagers have their targets locked in. Actually, Noel doing a really good job of playing against these onagers. The barracks, which Noel's trying to add at the side, are going to get killed by the forward trebuchets. Has to split again, does so perfectly, splits back in formation. Oh, does a little dipsy doodle. Oh, lost his half his arbalest there. Can't keep it up against 3 onagers. And, well, okay. I mean, we've got siege engineers in as well now for James Corden. All the res in the world. Paladin probably could be on the way. Never mind that. Siege onager is the play.
GG, get wrecked.
And
here come the Teuton sperms, baby.
Wheelbarrow coming in. No. The Teuton skirms, let's go. GG's called. James Corden takes it. And it's 3-2 match point to James.
SO is acceptable. Yeah. You'd think that.
Yeah, that's a get out of my game tech, isn't it? In 1v1s.
So we're gonna be on to game 6.
Oh boy.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
We're left with Cup. And we're left with Islands.
I assume we're gonna see islands here from Noel Gallagher.
There is gonna be islands and islands.
The Teutons. Let's see, Teutons won there against Aztecs. So Vikings, Persians, and Huns left versus Portuguese, Byzantines, Malay. Surely it'll be Vikings versus Portuguese here.
Yeah. And Caravels potentially against the Longboats. Let's see. And it's a best of 7. So we've still got 2 more games potentially to play.
Yep.
I am paused at 10. Shall we get going?
Let me find my game in the folder. Can't see. What happened to it? Let me download it again.
Well, it's left you. And I'm just getting a quick look at the starting islands. I like it.
How's the res balance?
It looks decent. I think it does look decent.
What the hell? I can see. Oh, here we go. Yes, islands. All right. Yes. No. Vikings, Portuguese. It is indeed. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Game 6 of potentially 7. We saw Vikings beat Dravidians last time we saw an Islands game in this tournament, which is actually one of the first times we saw Islands played. In the best of 7 semi-finals, you can't dodge that many maps, so we're seeing Islands again here. And it's going to be Vikings, but a different opponent this time, Portuguese. On a very interesting spawn. Lots of space for both players on these islands.
Yeah, and it's kind of it's a similar spawn in terms of like the island shape, right? Which is kind of nice
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
it's super inconsistent. I do think Knowles is a little bit safer because I think you can range. Can you range a TC? It's close. I don't know if maybe in Castle Age it's or towards it is close, but I'm not 100% sure. It might be just out of range.
The wood is very evenly balanced, about 1,000 wood in it, which is not that
Okay.
much. So,
It looks pretty even, yeah.
much better spawn
And
this time.
We've got a 4 deer generation here, which is nice. We can see both players just looking around with the Jesus Camel. Noel actually pushed deer a lot earlier. You can see onto his third one already, and James is only just pushing in the first, which does
Ooh.
mean that he is eating up his turkeys, and this is when you know he's boo confirmed and he's using up the deer quickly as possible, and then bringing in the boars so he can save his turkeys for that age up to Castle Age.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There
he's
is a
actually
boo-
gonna. He's actually found the turkeys on James's island. Sorry, so he's gonna send them. He's actually gonna send them away.
Oh, that's such a nice little touch. They probably won't be spotted unless by James's camel. Like,
Yeah,
there's no way Avil goes out to find those, or the scout. It's very unlikely the scout goes out to find those. So yeah,
it's unlikely.
there is a boo quote paradox. It's Vikings, it's islands, it's GG.
Mm-hmm. 2 villagers on the shorefish. It is a bag dog. Is it just gonna
Well,
be FC longboats?
yeah, I think so.
Is Boo just having a grand old time right now? Well, it's kind of a difficult one to like side dog though. That has to be said.
Yes, it is, because it's such a
So you've got like
squashed
2 options.
big island.
You could have either front, yeah. I guess you could have like side docked potentially down to like the southern section of the island. But this is definitely more than like the. Guess it's still relatively close to the north, but that is actually in the opposite end from James's dock. And no, I don't think saw it actually. I think the dogs came up after the Jesus Camel went past.
James is just going to try and block the fishing ship slightly by parking his camel between the fishing ship and the dock. Very micro gains there on the res collected. Not going to see that in the stats too much, I don't think. But it does just show that he's paying attention to where the dock is, and if any transport is made or any galleys start coming out, he'll have a first sight of those. I think it is going to be fast castle from both.
How many in wood tier? 8 versus 7. One just clicking up. 21 bells, 3, 4 fish. Double lumber camp coming in now. Going to gold is Noel. So maybe not. Looks like Noel's gonna still play feudal.
Oh yes, that's true. 21 vills is a lot. Oh, but 21 vills without loom. Okay, that must be the play, right? 21 vills without loom. Okay, so it's just feudal galleys.
That's the no-win part is relatively standard. And here, are we going to see all the turkeys spread out on the TC already? No, they're just brought underneath the TC for the meantime. Okay.
Well, you say it's standard, but James has got loom, so that's the difference.
I mean, if James is who we think it is, it's kind of not surprised if James has loom. No offense, James. Yeah, almost bag dark galleys here. Let's see how many we add. Like, are we just gonna try and snipe some fish and be happy and greed our way up? Even going for town watch. Wow. Concerned.
Is that concerned? Concerned confirmed?
Concerned about potential landing, right? We have houses. Look where Noel is building houses. So he's building houses all over the island, just to get a little bit extra. It's just going to use that bill. Yeah, like, he is concerned about an island here.
Banji saying town watching you scouted 3 docks as copium? Because there won't be a landing with 3 docks, is that the idea?
Only scouted 2.
Yeah, didn't see the 3rd one. Yeah, I guess I understand that logic. Vikings have a fantastic navy, and it only gets better in Castle Age. So, it feels like Noel has done this many times before. He is going to keep his galleys on the fish as best he can. Keep James' army at home. But behind this, because of also stealing those sheep, he's going to do a great job of getting to Castle Age ASAP, I think.
Might refind these turkeys though, which actually would be fine in terms of timing. I guess that one is about to expire. James is not moving out. The galleys are going to whip round the back here, and James is going to notice.
Yeah, notices that.
Collection still 20 seconds away. It does have a big numbers advantage.
These sheep are also great scouts. They're like little outposts for Noel, because he'll see the sheep disappear. Probably if and only if galleys start coming around the corner of the island.
Yeah.
Oh, and he actually moved them away. Is that just purposely to avoid the thing? But no, they're getting it converted now, so he'll know the galleys are there.
And James notices instantly.
Yeah.
There is a massive defender's advantage here for James. Like, he's not moved out, and he's got the reinforcements just coming in. So Noel had those first 2 galleys round the back, and he loses them. You get pretty much 0 value for them. And now he's only got 4 more galleys, looking to take some sort of engagement, which doesn't feel great, especially against Portuguese when they have a lot of HP.
True. Nice split micro on that galley to take a good engagement. Got more galleys actually out on the map right now, but they are not in the right position to take the engagement. Like you said, this defensive advantage is real for James Corden. Castle Age Reds, though, are looking good for Noel. And
Mark is coming from James. stone sell into up, but it looks like Noel isn't going to need to sell stone.
No.
He does
Nice
have the
and nice
market up, but
build.
not thinking about it. I think he can buy the food now, drop a little bit more, clicks up, and a little bit before James. James just selling 100. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, they'll be up within a second of each other actually in the end. But the economy is definitely better for Noel. It just feels better. The number backs it up. The res collected number backs it up as well. But something about Noel's boom has just felt a bit stronger. I guess what is it about it? I can't quite tell what it is, but it just feels like he's been in more control. I guess it's the sheep under the TC as well. He's still working away on those turkeys, which has made quite a big help to his boom. Oh, and wheelbarrow, of course, wheelbarrow. Yes.
There's Vikings, so yeah.
Yep.
Vikings are rather strong. Okay, big galley engagement coming in. Same thing, Noel has his army split up. Does get one fish.
Okay.
Now, let's see if they can drag the army away and send the other 2 galleys back in, but James has been attentive, also pulls 2 galleys himself.
Yes, really
And
nice.
now
from
James is looking to press forward, but kind of the same thing for Noel. Noel's going to have more reinforcements at home coming at the docks.
Yeah, exactly. And Noel just took a little bit of a rough engagement there. And yeah, discovers, unfortunately for him, there are galleys lying in wait to deal with the galleys that Noel left as a little present for James to deal with later on. We have Castle Agent for both and War Galleon for both straight away. It completes a bit quicker for Portuguese with their faster hex. And that might actually come into play here as the galleys are on top of each other. So let's see if Noel can keep his galleys alive before that tech comes in. Bodkin for both as well.
James just a few seconds later to Bodkin, so I don't think you can really capitalize in the few seconds you do have it. Yeah.
Nope.
The ships
Back away a bit.
are bugging out like heck.
Doesn't
James
wanna
is
get
slipping around
stuck.
in the south now, sorry, with 7 more war galleys.
That's true. Doesn't want to
There
get...
is houses on the shoreline.
Yeah, they'll spot that straight away. And James doesn't want to get stuck here in the midst of Noel's production. He's got 4 dock production at the back.
Oh, he's hugging the touchline.
Oh, he can't see it.
What?
He might
One
have just
just-
seen
It
one.
pulled itself back in. And that deep fish has just expired, so I don't think Noel has noticed. He might be wondering where the army numbers are, but he should clear up these 4 fish now.
Yeah, he will lose the fish. He will lose those fish. 2 TCs for both players behind this. No longboats yet. Actually, a demo is the first thing we're going to do.
Nice for James.
Yeah, so no
Nice
longboats
for
or
James.
caravels. Really nice for James. Just takes care of those fish and runs away. Noel's kind of stuck behind his island right now, but because the army is split and Noel has noticed the army is split, he feels that he can start to push out again. But yeah, we're going to sail back to the focal point at the south of the map. Longboats might be good here, right? Can make some in.
Longboats are always good.
Yeah.
But the war galleys are cheap though as well. This is a nice thing for Vikings. So you can make a lot of numbers, and we are committing to eco as well for Noel. This is the thing. So maybe longboats is something you want to go for maybe a little bit later. And caravel is maybe the thing that's scaring you off. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But it's just war galley versus war galley in the meantime. So nice cheap boats are very nice for Vikings.
Yep. Tries to get some ships on top of James's army. James taking good trade though, has more HP, and neither player with ballistics, so the fights are going to be a little bit tricky to take. I also didn't see careening come in for either player.
No.
Doesn't look like it. Ballistics now for James. It looks like Noel's just going to boom. He's got a monastery and a university going up. So he's going to pick up the relics on his own island. And I guess boom the imp. Which he's closer to. He's got handcart as well, right? That's such a nice bonus for Vikings.
Especially with the amount of farms out in the field. 20
Yep.
of them.
Yep. And he's going to beat James to the imp quite handily, actually. It's like,
Yeah, and James has like a lot of army now, has ballistics, but isn't really doing anything with it in this moment.
okay.
Indeed. So it's kind of like, are we investing ballistics just for the sake of it? What are we gonna do just now to make use of that? And Noel's gonna be up the imp now.
So, well, in imp we can get galleon, I guess. This is an obvious one. But I'd also love to see a castle somewhere. Maybe if you can get on some stone, right? Go for a castle
From
from Noel. Just
I don't-
with galleon solidify the position a bit.
yeah, I don't think it's a massive issue at the moment. I think you just
Okay.
focus on the navy, getting
Okay.
lots of ships out.
Well, he is going to get to imp and go for galleons, which will do really well. Ballistics on the way now as well. Have we got careening yet? Still no careening.
Nah. I think just be saving the food now.
Yeah.
Want to get bracer, want to get chemistry, cannon galleons edition could be sick as well. And once you have like those upgrades, like careening is like nice, like in Castle Age. If you have like a big castle versus castle engagement, but your ships are going to be imp ships.
Well, there's careening for James. He's miles off imp, and Noel can actually pick imp again with the res he's got. We are on
Noel-
stone now and actually getting loom as well, so I think the castle drop is on his mind. But obviously the primary focus will be galleon. He wants to keep his navy nice and safe until imp comes in, and we can get bracer and galleon upgrade. Also, with the castle, we can take Bogsvagar for the ships, which will be a big deal as well. Galleon, bracer, on the way, chemistry 2,
And for
and
chemistry.
careening. So there we go, all the techs. And there's him for James. So can he hang on for 2.5 minutes while we have the major tech lead for Noel? And actually, this castle is a really good idea because it's going to mean that he can hang on underneath a defensive building.
Yeah, and it is a nice one for securing that flank. But here come the ships. Caravels being added now. Galleons coming in. Bracers there already. Chemistry in our 35 seconds.
Seen.
The castle's
Okay,
in now.
the ships are there. Noel, hello. Takes the fight now. Galleons should do really well here against the war galleys. And the castle, though, is going to help out. Noel is just waiting for that transport ship to come round to the front of the island. And I think it's going to be loaded up with villagers and sent to drop the castle.
Yeah, are we gonna go to the middle though, or do we actually go all the way? I think we're just going castle in the mid.
Yeah, there's the gold island. There's only 2 little tiles of stone on this one island, but there's a decent chunk of gold on this central island here, which might be worth exploring. The fishing ships might go down. Looks like we've got Carrick in for the ships as well. On the side of James
Nice.
Corden.
These war galleys have a lot of HP.
Okay, so coming in now. So James did hang on there. to the critical period where he was lacking him without, and Noel had him. And it just goes to show, like, the eco lead he's built up now. The rest collected is still in Noel's favour, I presume entirely because of wheelbarrow and handcart coming in so fast. And James hasn't had either of those, which is actually crazy. There's the castle on the central island.
Nice. I'd love to see docks around it as well.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice. Noel's looking good with the Vikings.
Yeah, 50 galleons on the field now is a double army count. In terms of that. There's some caravels mixed in, but Noel should be feeling good. I'd love to see some cannon galleons get added.
The Vikings got cannon galleon. Ooh. Okay, yeah, definitely want some of those, I think. Demo ships is the play, actually. Heavy demo ship. I mean, okay. Gonna definitely do some good damage if they can get on top of the units. We have a very large, spread out army, staggered formation on all these ships. Dry dock for the docks as well. Gives the transports a bit more garrison space, and the ships will produce faster, right? I think that's the tech. Demos can't really get a good connection, does take out 1 or 2 ships on its way down. We can see the numbers, Paradox, but the players in-game, I don't think Noel will realise he's got 12 more naval units alive. Like, it's very hard to judge the ships are all, when the ships are all stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, it can be for sure. The heavy demo edition is interesting. Especially when James is just like camping the castles right now.
Is he trying to get James to go for fire ships? Is that the idea? It's Noel trying to get James to go for fire ships.
Nah, it's James. James doesn't get fast fire.
Oh yeah, of course. So
Steak
why...
will know a thing about that.
Now going for longbows. I mean, why the heavy demos? I don't quite get that.
Styling.
Styling, okay.
If you can,
Elite caravel.
it's like, if you can like, so like what Noel's doing is like massing them, right? It has like 11 of them. If you can mass like enough, you can obviously get one massive shot in the army, and most of it will die. That's why I'd love some like cannon galleons behind it, because once you've like, you could potentially take everything out with a few demos, and then start knocking on the door with some cannon galleons.
There we go. He's listening to you. Cannon galleon's on the way. And that, like you say, will be able to just start that siege push from the navy. There's so much of James's base is vulnerable to attack from the water. So is Noel's island, but it's very safe because he has the forward military pressure. And I think if things carry on like we are, we're going to go to Game 7, but Noel just has to dot the I's and cross the T's here, because by no means has he won this one in the bag. We know the power of the Feitoria, which James is starting to build. Yeah, Noel has the chance here to tie this one up if he can make the best use of those Viking warships.
I actually really don't like... Oh! The galleon and James's base.
Oh.
The hell?
Bug abuse? Question mark?
Bug abuse confirmed.
You get converted. Oh my god.
Well,
I think in the spirit of fair play, you should probably delete that one, but never mind.
Yeah, potentially. But you've maybe not even noticed it.
Oh my god, the demos! Oh my god, the demos popped off. There's so many more demos. There's so many demos here. Okay, I think Noel just won the game. The galleon has been converted, so now it will be a defensive unit for James rather than killing into a line. But with all those demo shots that came in and the cannon galleons working away on the castle, you have 18 more heavy demo ships queued up. Noel is taking this one. The Victoria will trickle in some res, but I think there's so much wood on the map that it's just not going to come into play here.
It takes up way too much pop space at this point of the game.
It does, yeah. It takes up so much box space. It's very
Oh
inefficient.
my god, he's pulling valves.
Oh my
Jover.
god.
If James is pulling valves at this point, it's 100% Jover.
Yeah, the Bills are doing
Where's the
some
demos, man?
good damage to the Trebs, but yeah. GG is called. Paradox 3-all. Players have traded games all series long, and we find ourselves in the first semi-finals in Game 7 of the best of 7 between Noel Gallagher and James Corden. What an amazing series we've had. And one more game left.
My goodness. Unbelievable. Final quality stuff.
Final quality stuff. Yeah, we've had so many final quality series in this whole tournament.
And our first best of 7 as well. Oof. I think you're right. I think you're right. Maybe half.
You really think it's Boo?
Yeah.
Do you think he was disguising himself as Dave earlier?
Does it really sound like Boo would try and troll people?
Well, because I thought it was Dave. Everyone said it was Dave. Darboy said it was Dave.
I mean, I said it was breakfast.
You said it was breakfast. That's true. Oh my god. Okay, let me load in Game 7. So it's going to be Cup, and let's be honest, it's going to be Byzantines against Persians, right?
Yeah, and funny, doesn't matter. I was thinking Malay was picked there, which is like it's like a Dave Pun stuff, but it's actually James' side. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm plus 10.
Alright, so am I, guys. 3, 2, 1, go. Let us get into it. The winner of this game will be through to the final, and the loser will go out in the semis. It's crazy how it's come down to this. Like, this series has been back and forth all game. Arabia game was amazing. I think it's probably one of my favorite ones from the series. I think actually Game 1 was a banger as well. Yeah, just a really quality series from both players, and we've seen this exact matchup before, and I swear every time we see it, Byzantines seem to pop off on this one. So Noel, if he wants to change the course of the blue and orange alternating circles and seal the win for himself, he will need to make something happen with Persians here.
And we'll see how it goes. We already seen Boo comment in chat that the maps haven't been great for Null tonight, and it's almost like with his crystal ball. What? It's almost like with his crystal ball, he knew it was coming. Because we have another map in Game 7 where the map isn't that good for Null.
Weird.
So it's very interesting, and Boo would make a comment like that, and for it to happen again.
Yeah, weird that. Yeah.
So that the map. My goodness, that stinks.
Flaming allowed? Flaming is allowed. Douching is allowed. Everything is allowed. No holds barred. We've not seen the Persian douche on Cup. I don't hate it. Right? Like, it feels like an option, but maybe in Game 7 of the semi-final, you're not going to bust out the old the douche.
Okay, bro. Not too sure about that. You're looking for content.
I'm looking for content, baby. I want that. I want that juicy douche into final Game 7 moment.
More surprise factor. Yeah.
The dock for Persians is up way before the dock for Byzantines. Is that?
Yeah, I've extra prison wood, so it does make sense.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Also, it's funny, Paradox. Usually, this cup game is the start of the series. So it's a very weird vibe, actually, to have it as the end.
Yes. It's kind of surprising. It's usually like the game 1 map, right? Now we've got it in
Yeah.
game 7.
So it's like, oh, it's a good map. It's a good neutral map because the players can sort of feel each other out a bit and see who's going to do what and get to learn each other. I think by now people know who each other are. I'm sure that James has figured out, like, let's say James Tallis, right? James will know if he's up against Boo or Dave much better than I can with my cooked opinions, which have no real merit and value. So he'll have figured out who he is. So the whole like cup thing, using it at game 1, doesn't have nearly as much sort of potency as it does earlier on in the tournament. I'm keen to see. I feel like this is a classic Italians on migration thing, where on paper Persians should be amazing, but just never quite seem to get the job done when we get into it.
Yeah. We have had some questionable plays with Persians. That Imperial Age CA switch.
Oh god.
It made me feel things, and it's still making me feel things, to be honest. But you can see Noel is up first. Now, where's that second dock going to come?
Well, this is the choice. Do you want to dock? Do you feel brave enough to put your dock in the same pond as Byzantines have theirs? Or do you want to double down? I think you were always saying in the cast, always just double down and secure yourself with the pond you're already in. I think that's got a lot of merit. I think Noel does agree with you because he's going to place his dock up there, it looks like. Maybe even on the central island. Is that where he's heading?
I think so. The villager has gone way forward, though.
Okay, just there.
Okay.
That's it. I've never seen a dock there, actually. Unusual spot for a dock. Oh, and he's going to catch the bill.
Salve.
Noel's going to catch this bill.
Wait, just pulled back.
Okay, place it there instead.
Yeah, it's a safe thing to do, and James does well at it, so... James nearly got caught with his pants down.
Yep.
A major issue. A little bit behind on the uptime.
Noel had 2 fires in the queue, but unqueued 1 because he wanted to make them from both docks, but now didn't add the second one again. There we go, second fire chip is queued up. While James Corden's dock in the north actually wasn't used yet. So, Noel's going to have quite the lead in the Navy production. And he's also going to wall himself up. It's looking good for Persians. This is the best Persian start I've seen so far, to be honest. But James is adding a second dock. Adding a second dock is big here because the Byzantine fire ships are so much better than Persians. And having an even dock split is just going to really help out. The demolition raft now will help as well for Noel, so who knows? I mean, it could go either way here. It'd be so important, this early engagement, as to whose navy can snowball and whose will be left behind.
Mm-hmm. And I love the demo edition, nice and early.
Yeah.
Noel's gonna go for it. Decides not to. And actually gets a lot of good early damage on that fire. That's very, very sloppy from James.
Yeah, that's really big.
I don't know why we're not just messing up numbers there. Ooh. Don't waste a demo. Why waste a demo now?
Lost track of it, and I think it used itself. So I can feel the nerves. This is a really tense moment because, I mean, the winner of this series is going to knock out Hallis, potentially, or be in the final against Devoy, right? If we're thinking all of our predictions are correct, which they're probably not. But it's a big, big moment for the winner of the tournament, this final game.
Yeah, and we can see these big walls coming from Noel Wall, And maybe he is feeling nervous that something's going to be coming on land. Because it doesn't actually know how much water's being committed to here. The fires are very slowly being added up. Noel's got so many. Noel has so many fires. Already got a demo out as well. Jesus.
Yeah, he's really, really on top of it here. And does take out the scout at the back as well. Ooh. Stop from James actually is being repaired, and this tile of palisade is huge because it means that that villager is just cowering in safety and will stay absolutely
nice demo
fine.
shot.
Really nice damage shot, but Noel can get one back and
One
does
for a
indeed.
Oh, great.
Ooh, Noel has to pull those fires away off the dock and take a fire and galley engagement, but this suddenly turned quite sour for Noel, who was
Nice micro bag there.
yeah, doing really well, but the micro from
Really
James
nice
just to
micro bag.
clean it up, and suddenly it's all a bit pear-shaped because the navy is lost. That's the thing with Byzantines. Byzantines are so good with the fire galleys, but it's just so hard to compete, even when you have a surround on the dock like that.
Yeah, but the micro bag was just nice because then the other fire was blocked and had to like work his way around and work it out for himself. Oh my god, how many fish has this scout killed? Oh my god. It's killed all of the fish.
4? That's big, actually. Because look at the res. James would be up to Picasso without that.
That's crazy value, man.
And Noel's going to pick Castle himself.
I think James just hasn't even noticed.
No. Well, probably not. There's a lot going on in the navy. Like, microing these fires takes a lot of attention to do. And Noel is going to idle his TC intentionally to click up to castle as soon as he possibly can. He's going to beat James there just about. James is close himself. He's going for a market, actually. He might have to sell a bit of stone, or actually no, he'll be fine. Doesn't need to do any shenanigans in the market.
It's the building.
Just the building, yeah. Perfect. He clicks up as well. But a half a minute lead for Noel Gallagher. With Persians as well, you get that a little bit quicker. Also, Persians, their docks work faster, which means they can produce the units quicker, but also they can get the upgrades quicker, and that will really, really help. Even Byzantine fire galleys are better than Persian fire ships, but having Persian fire ships will definitely make a difference in the naval engagements.
James is repairing his fires as well, which is really nice.
Yeah, big value from that, because otherwise he could very quickly lose these fire galleys and be in a snowball situation again. Making a demo from the dock as well. Has to watch out. I think Noel should be careful here of taking fights too early, because he's going to lose his navy before it's upgraded.
Oh my god. Rangers at home. Rangers at home.
Oh no, we're not seeing it again, are we?
Not again.
We're going to see it again. Persian cav archers again. Surely is what it is.
Are we actually going to see someone get Parfait in Castle Age, though? That's the question.
Nice work on the demo to clean that one up without taking too much damage from it, although it did get quite a nice hit on those fire galleys. Persian cav archers confirmed. Just the 2 rangers, not all 3. And we have War Galley coming in now. A demo raft is just trying to make its way over towards the navy from James. He pulls the ships away quite nicely. Fire galleys have been killed off though. Just trading quite nicely now. Fire ship comes in, but the Byzantines have outnumbered that one 2-1. And James actually rebuilding some navy on the southern pond just to get that food ticking up again. And he now goes for the War Galley upgrade. Cav archers are gonna slowly mass up though. How can we do this with the Persian cav archers against Byzantines who get cheap skirmishers, they get the knights, they get cheap camels, which are quite good against cav archers as well. It could be tough, but let's see what Noel can do here. He is cooking in game 7, not afraid to go for Persian CA.
Yeah, James just adding TC, so looking pretty comfortable in the meantime. Still no bodkin on them. Okay, an RTC also coming up from Noel, so give me 3 TCs each. So both players going to be pretty happy to just commit to some economy here. The question is, who can find damage? And I guess you're feeling a little bit more confident with CA of finding some damage, although a couple of the CA dying for pretty much nothing.
Yeah,
And that third one
that's
is
a bit
pretty much
sloppy.
dead. Yeah.
Bit sloppy, and also James now, well, he knows what counts as cav archers. Scorpions will do great. Gonna make a siege workshop, and he's got some knights, or a knight on the field. Yeah, Persians get 5 gold every time they kill a unit with a mounted unit, which is nice.
He's got 0 kills so far with them, so.
But he's got 0 kills, yeah. And I mean, I guess there's nothing really wrong with Persian cav archers. The thing is, they don't get bracer, right? So it's a little bit awkward. Typically with cav archers, you're massing them up for a massive late game death ball. But when you don't get bracer, it's pretty underwhelming, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of said it, right? Like, it's not a unit you can scale.
Yeah.
So even if we're only going to make, like, this amount of cav archers, I prefer 1 range.
Oh, true. Yeah, he stopped the range production already. I think that's a good point. Taking care of the docks now.
So let's see. There is always a risk for James that the CA are going to be able to, like, pop over the wall and hit something, but there's no bodkin anyway, so the range of it just isn't that good on them. I think
Yeah,
both
it's
players
a
are
bit
just,
half-hearted.
yeah, both players are just content to add eagle here.
Yep. Yeah, that's absolutely right, because Persians have the faster working PCs and nice boom. Byzantines have the cheaper imp. And we've got a couple of vills on stone. James's second or third DC is on stone, so he can just start working towards the castle. And this is how we've seen Byzantines win their cup games. They have the navy on the water. They make the forward castle on the marsh. And then, if needed, they can add dromons and push from the water.
Yeah, and with the fires in front, can be quite hectic. Are we really going to lose fish again? That looks like it.
Looks like we're gonna live for now. Please get some gold for these. I want to get at least 5 gold from these Persian cav archers.
Scorpion, the fire ships there. I don't think we're going to get anything from them.
Oh, just about squeaking by. Oh, there's a vill there. 5 gold. Wait, you get the 5 gold? I didn't see it come in. Oh no. Do it again.
Bug.
Okay, no. The vills have pulled away from the wood line. Yeah, 1 kill on this group. Okay. At least 2 for the TC. Aye.
Aye.
They're somewhat half-hearted. I guess you could argue it quote-unquote baited James Corden into making some scorpions. But, I mean, I don't think he'll be too upset to make scorps. They're not only useful against cav archers. And now we're going to settle in for a boom.
Let's try and think about the total cost there. So we have the siege workshop and 2 scorpions. It's like 350 wood. The 2 ranges are 350 wood straight off the bat.
Yeah. Oh, it's only for military kills. Oh, okay. Well, that's rubbish then. Yeah, the cav archers. Also, did we even get Parthian paradox?
No. So
No.
yeah, like I think 2 ranges was maybe a little bit too much. I think honestly I don't mind playing some CA to try and find some value and keep James honest in Castle Age, but I think 2 ranges is a little bit. I don't know if ambitious is the right word, but
Well, yeah, it's halfway, right? Typically we go 3 range or 1. So it is that awkward middle ground of not enough to really get anything going, but too much to make it worthwhile. You know, to go for. And well, here we go. We're on to imp for both players. And
of course, James, defensive castle.
Defensive castle, he is playing the game in his very defined style at this point. The trouble for Persians is they're going to try and place this castle here. This is kind of scary. There's a lot of fire ships here. And we've got demos coming out, which could try and turn the tide. But I think this castle might be denied. Or maybe not. Maybe not, actually. Or maybe. Oh, spooky moments here.
Fires need to come forward. I don't know if they've seen the castle. Didn't see the castle.
Oh, he didn't see it. Oh my god. That might have actually just kept Noel in it, because if the castle was spotted, it's a completely different scenario, because now the castle goes up, it's actually okay. He's got a half a minute advantage to imp again. And he can start trapping first. Convert the demo ship. Settles for the fire. It does get conversion.
Yeah. I think the fire's probably better.
Demo's just going to put itself on the fire. And the fire still lives. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, because it just lives.
Grab on the way. Siege workshop. Good down. Instead, actually, more ranges. Okay. Is that for cav archers or for what do we call them? Hand cannons. I think it's probably for hand cannons. Guild chemistry
on the way.
fast fire ship comes in. This fishing ships are killed again. An imp comes in now for James Corden. Trebs on the way as well. Are they? Actually not. Dromans and some Trebs are the plan. Boo in chat says, watch Dromans be OP again. So, a little bit of a insight into the future here.
Oh, crystal ball coming back.
Crystal ball from Boo. Trash bow for Persians. Yeah, could be a play. We've got some siege archers coming up though, so the bombard cannons should be quite good. Roman's now going to unleash on the trebuchets. They destroy the trebs.
Yeah, trebs
They
get back by
absolutely
them.
destroy the trebs.
No fast fire in yet.
Yeah, fast fire's on the way for Byzantines. Fast fire is in for Persians.
Noel has 3 army. Sorry, 2 army.
2. It's making hand cannons now. He cannot play on the water. I think the Dromans are just too strong. I think we probably want to try and expand round to the side of versions and force something on land. What do you think?
What do we force? That's the question.
Hand cannon, Treb, around the side, not on the water.
So then we're going to lose the middle area, and that's where the gold is, right?
Yes, but there's... Well, yes, you are. There's so much farming space for these. Also, like, there's a lot of gold around the side that you can take. Not a lot of gold around the side. There's a lot of gold. There's 3 tiles of gold around the side. Also, there's a lot of gold in James's base that he hasn't taken yet, which he could win by taking control of his island, his starting area.
James putting up a castle though, and Byzantine castle, of course.
Ooh, of course, yes.
Good luck pushing that one. And the navy domination in the middle is starting. Like, Noel's having to go for a big pullback. Like, James, 200 pop space available. Noel, minus 12 and forcing up a lot of houses outside of his base on the left-hand side now with 19 villagers.
How do you counter Droman's paradox?
At this point,
monks? Do they actually work?
I think we're hoping out for a lot of heavy demos to do a lot of damage.
Okay, yeah. We could They could do it. They could work, sure.
But like heavy demos is only just gonna get rid of the threat. You need to like ideally you need something else to like push back afterwards, right? Once the army's dead.
Demo's just chilling. Demo's now going forward. Gonna take some hits against the fire galleys first.
Bad demos. Not great.
And Noel's expanding now. We got Persian stables around the side. And we're gonna get chain barding armor. There's actually a ton of res for Noel. He could consider going for Cavalier here. There's a lot of different things going for. Cavalier and hand cannons and so on. It's a lot of different things, but maybe that's the play. Okay, going for light cap. So Hussars, I guess, is the play. Hussar, hand cannon, bombard cannon. How about that? That's a good comp, isn't it?
They already have Halb in the field. Like James's base does look good. I'm still concerned of like how we're gonna stop this in the middle. Regardless of what we can do on the outside.
Yes.
How are we stopping this? It's not looking pretty.
PC does go down. Both players are pop cap. Well, actually, Noel just lost 10 pop, and he up to 190 now. Actually, 185. The house is going down as well. The Dromans are just cleaning up everything. The Chebs are starting to roll forward. We've got sneak stables going up the left-hand side as well, and the hand cannons are going to bust through the house at the right. So we're in a bit of a base trade situation, or Noel hopes it's a base trade situation. Currently, he's losing the base and not getting any damage done in return just yet. A forward castle placed by James. The hand cannons are working away on the skirmishers, but the skirms are going to do really well there. Could this be the last few moments of Noel's involvement in tournament?
Could be. The Hail Mary has the light cap and the hand cannons coming in.
Yep.
But on the other
Time
side...
control.
Yeah, but on the other side, James is also waltzing into his base with a castle in his face. And we've been waiting for forward castles from James all series. He's picking a good time to use one.
This is the game to do it in. If you only have one, it's gonna get the Trebs some safety, and they can range down the town centres. This castle placed very far back. That's an arena player's castle, right at the back of the base. Just for Treb production, and it's gonna stay up, but probably can't get too many Trebs out of it before it will be like, focused down by the Trebs forward for James. The hand cannons found some bill kills, but the Halbs and skirms sent back to deal with that threat now. Looks like the Dromans had actually taken care of the castle on the left-hand side as well. And the sneak at the left has got some good value, actually. Here we go. This is something James hasn't noticed. The Hussar or light cav raids around the left-hand side. He does notice that now. There's a bit of a population lead, a villager lead, sorry, leading for Noel. But the castle here just solidifies the position even more. There's blinking lights all over Noel's base. And, well, the Trebs
The Trebs on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
They're like chilling. They don't care. I don't even think
shop.
Noel. Yeah, I don't even think Noel's really noticing that much. The pop is dropping like drastically. He's got a lot of pop just being idle over. Oh my god, James is trying to fucking farm in the middle on the swamp terrain. But noticed the fire and pulled back.
Oh my god.
Toxic.
Well, he's a little bit out of space in his base, so I guess that kind of makes sense. Now he's going to send the Halves to clear up. Game 7 of the semi-final. Noel hanging on for dear life. But the 85 to 18 army difference.
Brutal.
That is somewhat insurmountable, and I think we're going to have James Corden, this tournament's villain in some ways. is going to probably make it through to the final. GG, well played. Good luck in the final. Less than 3 as well. I think that is very justified because it was a very good series. Nice to see the player giving some love in the chat.
I
But
love
James
that.
Corden makes it.
I love that Noel bought 1,000 foot before it.
Before Imp.
Like 50 seconds before the GG.
Oh,
I don't know if
did
you
he?
noticed that. Bought 1,000 foot for 15, like nearly 1,600 gold.
What? The pump out halbs, I guess. That's so funny.
Man,
Gosh, tough one. Really tough one for Noel there, who's played amazingly all tournament. What was his run? He went against Hermione Granger 3-1. Then we had what else do we have? Danny Dyer? I have to remind myself of the bracket.
I'm not sure. I'm feeling the fatigue now as well. My goodness.
Yeah, it's a long old series. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. My goodness. 3 1/4, almost 4-hour series. Well, in that case, Paradox, I'll let you go. Have you got any sort of final thoughts?
GG, well played to both. Congrats to James, even though it's painful to say so.
Definite villain, yeah.
But they will be awaiting the final.
They will be, and it's going to be Lara Croft or Jay from In Between Us. Theoretically, Darvoy or Ted in the final. That was an amazing set. Yeah, that was a brilliant set.
And we'll call it there. We'll be there on the semi for me.
Yes, thank you, Paradox, for sticking with me for that one. That was a very long one, but yeah, really good stuff. And see you on Thursday.
Good night, all.
Good night. 7 games, best 7 is a treat. It is indeed. It is indeed. Let me have a look at the path through the tournament that was taken by Mr. Noel here. Big round of applause to Noel. A good sportsman at the end there, and couldn't quite hang on to that game. Persians versus Byzantine Cup. Yeah, it feels like it on paper it should be so good, but I think it's just something about how the docks are always right next to each other. And the Dromons. I think without those Dromons, it is a completely different game. But yeah, RF and Arabia were the two where Noel could have won the set. I think that's probably right, though. I think the Arabia game especially had that one really by the scruff of the neck and just could not quite convert it. The Fortress game, I think, is a lot of props for James there, because he did really, really well on Fortress to execute that plan quite well. But obviously, Noel will be disappointed with humans not to convert that to a win. 1 hour horse color. Oh yeah, 1 hour horse color. Maybe Noel is someone who doesn't love Arabia that much. Boo. Oh yeah, not protecting the Rams as well. So easy to look back on things to change. But realistically, in the moment, I think Noel did the best he could. That was a fantastic performance on Arabia. So Noel, we had. Oh yes. So Noel Hermione 3-1, and then Noel had to go past Brum 3-2, who potentially was Stake. And then, are we saying that Noel took Hallis to 7 games in the semi-final? So Noel is a real champion. Even more interesting that Noel lost Land Madness to Hindustanis. I am very intrigued for the reveal now to see what such a strong player who took a game off them on Land Madness. Atten. We're saying Atten took a game off Boo? Okay. On Land Madness. That would be a big deal, I think. Dan MT? Okay. Wait, you think Hermione was Dan MT? Ooh. Yeah. I mean, I've resigned myself at this point to being completely wrong. Mine is Daniel Emptiness. Okay. I'm off the stove, guys. I'm officially off the stove. And then what else we got? We got Lara Croft as Jay from Between Us. Lara Croft has been pretty dominating. 3-2 against Angel of the North, and then 3-0ing Basil, who 3-0'd Dennis in a very close series, which is very, very impressive for Lara Croft. Everyone thinks that's Darvoy. Jay had the slightly easier run because beat Guess the Cat, and then had the admin win. Raven had the admin win against Gordon, and so Jay got theoretically a slightly easier quarter. So I suspect Lara's going to win this one. Well, I think Lara's is the stronger. Definitely Lara's the favorite in this series, put it that way. Which would set up on Sunday the 3rd, the grand final best of 7. I'm so excited for that one. It's been a really fun tournament to run and to cast. I hope that I'm giving the casting justice, because I feel like I'm a bit of a noob caster and not potentially giving it the best insights throughout the game. So it's good having Paradox with me, who is a bit more experienced. But yeah, hopefully you're all enjoying the coverage. And I'll see you on Thursday for Lara Croft versus Jay from Between Us. Then, please, by then, everybody do your guesses, because I want to have those in the video, and I don't want to anyone to feel that they've not been represented in the data we see in the video. Yeah, I submitted mine as well, Boo. I could not handle the pressure, and I had to submit my guesses. Oh yeah. I'm sure the guesses will be before each reveal. We'll have the guess of who it was. So we got a few things, right? We got the player guess from each round, like who the opponent thought they were, and we've got the audience guess, and then we've got the real answer. And I think also there's some extras that DeGoust is cooking up. It's going to be an amazing reveal. Also realistically, like, that's the highlight of the entire tournament, isn't it? That's what everyone is most excited for. So yeah. And then on Sunday, about 6 o'clock, I think. Yes, we have the grand final. Okay, guys, I'm going to eat some dinner, because I am hungry. And I will see you on Thursday. Thank you all so much for watching. I think that was an amazing series. Chicken sandwich and milky cookies. Fanji, you know me too well. and I will see you on Thursday. Thank you again, everybody. Goodbye. See you next time.